and welcome to this week's London by Gaslight, a late Victorian age vampire the Masquerade chronicle set in 1892. Awakening for the night in the city of London this week are Inspector Grey from the Clan of the Hunt, portrayed by Nosgavian. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. Excellent. Sir Drake Burton from the Clan of the Beast, portrayed by Mark from the Boulette Club. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. Excellent. Thurston of the Clan of the Hidden, portrayed by Nitro Typat. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. Excellent. Aldrich of the Clan of Kings, portrayed by Bully from Tablegoth. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Gain a hunger. Alistair from the Clan of the Moon, portrayed by Tina. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. Gain a hunger, that's what you get for going early. Eveline, the daughter of Cacophony, portrayed by Miss Hutz. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Gain a hunger. Do you want to re-roll, Miss Hutz?
No, I didn't do it for her. I always do it at the beginning of the game. You just don't pay attention.
I just did.
I know, finally.
We start this week, carrying on from last week. The Coterie are singing carols outside the priest's house as Aldrich proceeds his way down the street, back towards the Irish pub. Trapped inside is Alistair. As Aldrich runs up the street back to the Irish pub, he can already hear the sound of singing and shouting coming from the pub. He gives himself a look of distrust and disgust as he enters inside and sees the revelries carrying on. What would you like to do?
I'd like to locate particularly unsavory looking fellow if possible. Someone's looking a little rough, more down on their luck. Someone more easily convinced to do something for some coin.
I don't think you need to roll for that. That could be literally any of them.
I assume so much. Then I will approach one. Say, pardon me, there is a issue with my garage outside. I have weak hands, as you can understand. Of course, there is money in it for you. If you could simply help to get my door unstuck so I can leave this place.
You got a really funny voice there, friend, but I like the sound of money. I don't know what a garage is, but I'll give it a try.
Lead him outside if he'll go.
Okay. Take the particularly large Irishman back out onto the streets. I don't see a carriage out here, Where are we going?
This way by those sort of look carolers, I guess. And then I'll approach this singing coterie.
Carol.
Shake my head and press on.
Well, if it's for coin you say, I'll go. Alistair. Anything in particular you wish to do while you're in the house?
No, because he was the thing was whistling, right? So he's going to be coming back.
Correct. Are you running? I take it you're back in the front room, sat down, patiently waiting, in completely
hands with my knees, nervous,
inconspicuous way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The priest will.
I absolutely do not look like I was just up to something.
Absolutely. The priest will enter into the room, 2 cups of tea, and places one in front of you, and places one next to himself. and we're not going to go into what he does there. But let's just say it's some religious thing that religious people do religiously. After last week, I had to have a 3-hour shower to get that shit off myself. Outside the house, Eveline is leading the coterie in a rather flat-toned rendition of Silent Night. She's looking at them all with a look of absolute disappointment as Aldrich approaches, Irishman in tow.
Okay, I'll turn to the man. Do you know Father John?
Father John, isn't he that priest that lives here or something?
Yeah, yes, that's the one. It was good that you're familiar with him. Sir Drake,
Oh, thank God for
your
that.
firearm, please.
Yeah. Take the gun out, hand it to you, butt first.
Look at the man, and I will compel him. Putting the gun in his hand, and I will say, "Go shoot Father Drake." Or Father... Oh, shit, no, too late, I said it. He's got to shoot him. Go shoot Father John.
I think compel's just a rouse check, but for an unprepared mortal, you don't need to do any of the other rolls.
Or mesmerize, sorry. I'm going to make this... I know, I guess compel works. Yeah, that works.
Okay, gain a hunger. I never liked that bastard anyway. Point me in the direction and I'll go.
Yeah, give him the gun, and he's already identified the house, so just point at the house. Say, go shoot him.
The man takes the gun, looks at it strangely, and walks into the house. A few moments later, the sound of a gunshot rings out onto the streets. The sounds of women screaming and the whistles of the local peelers can be heard reverberating through the alleys and streets of the city. The sounds of running footsteps approaching ever closer echo through the stone streets, and the coterie know that the local law enforcement are on their way.
Am I able to walk inside now?
Yep. No issue whatsoever.
Okay. I'll look at the others. Gesture for them to follow.
Yeah, do so.
As usual, I take his arm.
Sir Drake and Alistair. Yes, at this point. Do wits and awareness roll each for me, please.
Really bad. 1.
See what I've got to deal with here.
Give us our lowest dice roll, well, possibly.
As you enter in, Sir Drake, you feel like there's something slightly off about this Catholic priest's house. Looking at the basement door as you walk past it, but shrugging it off. Alistair, you feel now that there's suddenly silence around the house, that you thought you heard a noise coming from somewhere else in the house that you haven't been yet, but are unable to discern exactly where.
Did the priest leave? Like, is he...
He's dead.
Dead.
He's dead, Jim.
So the guy walked in,
Worse than that.
approached behind me, and just shot the priest.
Mm-hmm.
And then he run off?
No, he's just standing there. He's dead now.
I'm about to walk up to him and take my pistol back. Thank you very much.
I
turn to Aldrich or yourself.
Hey, I got it. On me. For trying to get the guy's attention. And I'm going to rearrange his mind on what happened here. Hopefully. Not getting hungry.
Okay. What memory are you implanting?
I'll turn to Alistair. Right.
So we saw that the woman was here, right? Didn't Alistair go to the window? And memory's a little fuzzy from last week. Didn't he go to the window and like do something?
He checked upstairs, and I think he went back to the window and was like,
Yeah, that's what made us start singing and go
Yeah.
run for help. And
Mm-hmm.
I will say, you heard screaming from coming inside of here. You ran in. You saw Father John assaulting a woman. I'll glance at the gun. Is it something that'd be? I mean, this is before like serial numbers and stuff. Is it gonna be a huge deal for Sir Drake to lose this gun? Is it like a specialized like pistol from his travels that'll come back to him, or just a standard replaceable? Is it gonna come back to him? Maybe I could. I don't know if I'd know that, or if I could do a roll for it, or if it's obvious.
be just a standard pistol, right, Sir Drake?
Okay, then yeah, I'll just say that yeah, you came in, you wrestled this gun from him, shot him. The woman ran off.
That
She
dirty
believes she went that
bastard.
away.
Oh,
I'll point
Father
the
John.
opposite direction of where we're going.
He walks out onto the street, gloss-eyed, and begins walking in the direction that you heard the peeler's whistles coming from.
To the rest. The girl, she's here, yes? Look at Alistair.
Upstairs.
Let us get her and let us go. I will wait here in case someone barges in and I need to do that.
Something's off.
I'll go get her.
What is off?
Alistair, you didn't see anything else while you were here?
Anything else aside from what? That's a loaded
The
question.
target. Sure. And I'll glance back towards the basement door.
I haven't been downstairs. You want to go?
Yeah.
I'll skip over.
Yeah. So I head down there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, back me up.
Meanwhile, I'm going upstairs to get the girl.
Okay. Let's deal with Mark and Alistair. Sir Drake and Alistair.
I wear too many hats in the week, to be fair. So.
I think
Cellar
Bray might have
stairs.
them too.
The cellar door opens slightly. In a small nook by the door is a small lantern with a candle and a small box of phosphorus matches. Sir Drake instinctively grabs the matches, lights one up, and opens up the lantern. The cellar stairs are solid, and only the sounds coming from beneath the coterie in the cellar can be heard. They can already hear sounds of strained breathing and small metal clangs. As they reach the bottom, a cage filled with women dressed in near rags that have been discarded for some time. They seem startled by the light and the presence of the coterie. Alistair and Sir Drake. As they shine their lantern towards the cage to get a better look at them, they catch a quick flash of a woman who shuns the dull light. Her jaw is swollen, and a large hole has been bored through just under her ear, exposing her lower mandible and deformed teeth. Even as the lantern shines upon her, she attempts to hide, as they can already see through her mouth. Sir Drake, you will instantly recognize this as phossy jaw, a common illness in women that worked in matchstick factories.
Good God. Just kneel in a little closer. Try and see if I can just get eye contact with any one of them that might catch it. They all seem shy, so I don't want to.
A woman steps out from the huddled group of frightened, wary women. She makes a number of gestures as she looks at Sir Drake. It's like charades, this bit. Don't Google phossy jaw.
This one.
That's not good. How long have you been down here? Assuming whatever cage they're in's locked.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Shiver.
bust it.
While he's
Bust it
doing
open.
that, I look at her and I just go,
I'm not even sure what that means, potentially.
well, she's not answering us, so I'm asking if she's got to come.
Oh,
Ew. Is all I say.
and you're just going to rip the cage door open?
Well, I'm presuming there's a lock. I can just crush the lock rather than apply brute force to the entire thing.
Somebody
I mean, you're going to have to
Just
rip
open.
it open. It's one of those.
Or
Strength
you
to
can
strength,
pick it.
please. You
Oh
can
no, I
pick
think
it,
I'll
you
let
can-
Alice to pick it. Actually, yeah. I
You can
think
pick it, you can
dice
bop it, you
might
can
be-
twist it.
Yeah.
just see you getting a messy critical and ripping a bar off and slashing somebody's throat.
Dexterity and larceny to pick the lock, please. That's fine.
3.
The lock clicks open,
Thank God.
and you swing the door open. All of the women stand where they are, and the woman that was communicating with Sir Drake just shakes her head.
I would look down to where she was pointing. Do I see anything?
No, just floor. She understands. Oh yeah. Sorry, Alistair, go on.
I get down and sniff the threshold between the cage. She pointed down. He didn't see anything, so I'm sniffing it.
Do intelligence and awareness for me, please.
One.
Okay. As you lean down, the smell of something fills your nostrils. It's something slightly familiar to you, something acrid, but you can't quite place what it is. The woman,
I lean back up. Oh, go ahead.
the woman, not understanding that Sir Drake is not interpreting her, points at the lantern.
I'm going to hand the lantern off to you, Alistair, and ask you to take a step back.
I am on the ground sniffing the floor. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, hang on.
I will take it. I'll say, be careful. Might be pee, might be poop. It's just, yeah.
I'm sure it's worse, but I appreciate your concern. Just reach a hand out. No, torching it now. It's away from whatever that is. Now.
Do intelligence and awareness for me, please.
Roll for charades.
Yeah, charade sucks. Do you want success at cost?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. As Sir Drake finally interprets the meaning behind their gestures, he realizes they wish to be left here and burned alive. They no longer want to be living outside. Shunned as they feel, and ashamed of themselves after being raped constantly by the priest.
See, I thought that might be the case, but I am far too optimistic a person in real life to consider it. They can't mean. Oh god, they do.
As
Welcome to
yours,
Shiver's brain.
Father John
Ben-
before.
Then I remembered I'm playing vampire. Right,
as you
stop a minute.
As you interpret these meanings, the beast inside of you fills with rage at the thought of them having to kill themselves, after the priest had already shamed them. The beast inside of you screams for attention, wanting to rip things apart, burn things down. but you're able to suppress it through sheer willpower alone. Burn 2 willpower, please.
All right. If you die here, that monster wins. You understand? What if I could grant you revenge? You come with me then.
It's a universal symbol for fire. Come on!
So it is.
Get a tree and let it grow.
You have to have fingers wiggling if it's
I
fire.
do a wiggle. Yeah, you're just going
This
like
isn't fire. This is fire. This is something else.
This is the worm.
that's
This is the worm from Tremors eating you from underneath, which is why I didn't step into the cage.
So, that's fire. That's a spider. That's a bird.
Fire.
Shiver knows these things because he can't communicate with his own family right now.
He's right, you know. Meanwhile, upstairs with the remainder of the coterie,
We
Eveline,
shouldn't be here for much.
Okay.
Sorry.
carry on.
No, if you're going all the way upstairs with Eveline, I'm not there. So sorry about that.
All right, fuck you then. Eveline proceeds upstairs. As she enters into the room, she finds laying on a bed with a crucifix hanging over it, tucked into the bed with the woman, presumably Serena, are cloves of garlic, and laying upon her chest are silver coins. Pieces of her flesh are rotting off and showing signs of necrosis.
I need an update from last week. So Serena is currently changing. Is that the deal? And we needed to get her out before the change was complete? Okay. And whose child was she?
She's
You
one
know?
of the
Yeah.
She's turning into a Zamdi. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. Okay.
You're taking
she's
her to
asleep?
church with you this week.
The flesh is slowly peeling off her bones like a piece of very well-cooked pulled pork.
Yay. And she's asleep?
She's in a state of delirium and semi-consciousness.
So I try to shake her to wake her up. Serena? Serena, is it? Come on, you've got to come with me.
She lets out a shocking, sudden, deep breath as she is lifted from the bed. Small, weak words leave her blue lips. Father, stop. No more. Over and over again.
It's okay. He can't hurt you anymore. Come with me.
The wet sound of flesh dropping off her bone and piling into a puddle fills the air.
You.
Leave, so we stop
avoid.
describing her. Let's just.
Yet she is a woman in need. So I grit my teeth and avoid the squishy parts as much as possible and try to lead her out of the room.
Okay. You're going to have to give her quite a large bit of support, but not enough to roll for. And be careful of, stepping in bits of her that drop off.
She calls for Thurston to come up and hold her dress up. So it doesn't-
Should thought of that.
This is so demeaning.
Sorry.
I think you dropped your ear in
You
this
thought
rice
I was-
pudding.
And you thought I was
He
gross.
looks back and he's like,
I lead her out of the room and down the stairs.
Okay. Meanwhile, in the cellar,
so
Death by fire is no way to go.
wait, fire?
That's what they want.
Nope.
Those of you who want to live, run now. Those of you who do not, come with me and I will give you an honorable end. I consider you to have survived to this point. And I can grant you a painless end, but not by fire.
the lady steps to one side, allowing passage for anyone that wishes to exit. They all stay firmly in place.
Well, if you want a quick end, we can't do it here. The authorities are coming. You come with me and I will grant you what you wish, I promise.
Do charisma and persuasion, please.
Oh dear God. That's a single dice.
You know, his blood surge.
Good.
I got a blood surge if that's alright.
I went to the wrong place.
We always
do a
do
rouse check
somehow.
for me, please.
It's okay. If I'm supposed to do
yeah.
something, I'm lost like a motherfucker down here, so I tried to get more info before. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Okay.
Oh.
Do charisma persuasion with a +2 modifier.
That's just charisma for everyone watching at home.
Oh, Lord.
For God's sake.
Would you like success at cost?
Yeah, go
You
on.
could re-roll two of
Re-rolls.
those. Although you're already down on willpower, aren't you?
Yeah.
The words echo through the cellar. The women make a slight shuffle, and then suddenly the one communicating with you gets up, takes the lantern out of Alistair's hand, and smashes it onto the floor, setting the room alight. I'd like you to do a frenzy check for me, please. Sir Drake.
I was gonna say I scream and run the fuck away.
Yeah, cool.
Scream like a little girl! And
This is Rothschrick.
Was
3. Huzzah! Alistair,
Hey.
I'd like you to do a
Wow.
frenzy check for me, please, at difficulty 3. Excellent. Despite the presence of raw, uncontrolled fire, you are able to keep the beast quelled inside of you. Though it is advisable that you run the fuck away as you watch these women begin to burn in complete silence.
I do.
Like a Tibetan
I
monk.
scream.
Yeah.
Right, China?
I scream, and they hear it, and it doesn't sound like me, and I run. They hear, ah! And then
Sir Drake turns around
Yeah, turn to leave.
and sees the Alistair-shaped dust fly off up to the stairs.
Cartoon hole in
Wile E.
the wall.
Coyote.
Just his outline.
Alistair,
yeah.
good sir, why are you charging up the stairs?
fire, and run out the door.
Shortly up after him, I'm like, the basement's on fire. We should leave.
I'll follow out with Drake. Well, why is the basement on fire?
Dumb
We
question.
can ask
Nathan, let's
questions
go.
later. We need to get the fuck out of here.
Can someone help me with her?
I will. Yeah.
I'll reach to help. See her, Thurston. Let's go.
Wait, okay, all right. You know what? Before you do anything to me, I'm just gonna help this once. And yeah,
You are the
I'll
best with women
begrudgingly-
here. Help this poor lady.
Thank you. Finally, someone noticed, and I'll begrudgingly help Evelyn.
Okay. Eveline.
Is there
Do
a
strength and
roll?
dexterity for me, please, with a +1 modifier.
Yeah, Thurston isn't very strong, so I feel like it's very like awkward help. Like he's trying to help because someone told him to, but in actuality, he's not doing much.
But Thurston doesn't mind putting his fingers in the gooey bits.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's
Is
fine.
that me or you?
Eveline and Thurston take an arm each of Serena and carefully drag her out as swiftly as they can, successfully making it out onto the street. As the entire coterie walk out onto the streets, they can see slightly further up the road the Irishman that Aldrich brought in being questioned by a group of police officers.
There another door? A back door or something of the sort?
Nope.
Was just
But
trying to recall this.
I would say that it's fine for you to, the police officers are pretty much distracted questioning this very sus Irishman.
So we start walking in the opposite direction.
Yeah, I'll just to the others. Take her to the carriage immediately. I will linger here to make sure our track is covered. I will do just that. Not linger too obvious, like get up behind the police, but wait a moment until the rest are gone to see if they question any of our group.
And I don't mean to be typical me and bounce out of this situation, but I feel like the girl's already gross enough, and any questioning the coterie might get I will only be a detriment to that. So can I look for any close by entrances to the sewer to get back to my own territory? Yeah.
That's fine, yeah, that's not going to be a problem. Yeah.
You're not going to help me get her to the carriage?
Oh yeah, I would do that first, but then I would get out of there.
Oh, okay.
You plonk
Yeah, I thought you
Eveline
just
into the
immediately
carriage.
beeline to the sewer when we stepped outside.
Oh yeah, the cops! Quick to the sewer.
You plonk Eveline in the carriage with a wet squelch, closing the door afterwards as Eveline gets in. Thurston casually walks off slightly down the street, finds a sewer cover, and jumps down for cover. What are the rest of you doing?
The police don't stop anyone. I'll wait a second and then follow suit, hopping in the carriage.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, jump in the carriage as well.
I jump in the carriage, yeah.
Alistair?
You have time to... Oh,
You can finish. What I'm gonna do is really easy.
I never know what you're going to do, so you do your thing, and then we'll see.
As soon as I feel like nobody can see me, I'm gonna go invisible.
Ah.
And run away.
Okay. Don't think that's a rails check, is it, for Cloak of Shadows?
I don't think so. But
It
let's
is.
double check.
Ah, do a rails
there you
check for me, please.
It's not Cloak of Shadows. Stop saying it wrong.
All right.
There you go.
Show me to
That's
be
the
fucking
shitty one,
flashy, won't
remember?
it? Yep. Aldrich.
It's just a storyteller question. Do we have time in the evening to get her to the Samedi warehouse? Or would we need
Yes.
to take her? Okay. Then yeah, I will tell the driver, head straight.
Okay. Is there anything you wish to discuss on your journey?
Now's the time
Well,
for
I'm-
questions.
While in the carriage, I'm taking my little handkerchief and trying to wipe myself off as much as possible.
I'll give her mine as well, because this looks like a two-hanky job.
Why was the cellar caught fire?
Oh, you know, some lady wanted to catch herself on fire.
Oh, I see. There were more in the cellar?
And you didn't
Yeah.
save.
A full cage. Save them? I couldn't even hear what they were saying.
We should have just left them. The police would have found them and assumed they were Father John's doing. Would have collaborated with the Irishman's story.
It seems my tale was not so tall after all. But was burning them really necessary? That seems like a terrible way to go.
The women in the cage, they looked to be saved once and they were taken advantage of, and well, fire was their choice, not mine.
Did you agree with their decision, or did you try to dissuade them?
First
Right.
dissuasion, then a more painless way out, but they would not listen.
At least you tried. I could have, well, I can help people in a number of ways with their physical elements as well as their mental. Could have perhaps given them another chance. Painted over some of the less pleasant memories. But seems you did what you thought you had to do. What is important is, I'll glance over it, Serena. You at least got one out, the one that we intended to.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Really
I
sad
have
they
some
died. They
business.
could have taught us that language they were speaking. Seems real
Maybe.
useful to just be like, don't make any noise.
Let's just get this over with. I have some business of my own to attend to before I rest, so...
Oh, do you
Bless
care
you.
to share?
Quite boring, really, and if it becomes relevant, then... not yet.
Of course. Business is your own. To the Samedi, then.
The horse and carriage carries on towards those docks. I'm not even going to try and say. Along its way, it proceeds over a particularly bumpy part of the road. In doing so, Serena falls forward flat onto the carriage floorway.
I'm probably sitting on the front of the carriage too. I lean down. Are you okay?
As you look into her, you notice she has stopped breathing entirely and appears completely dead.
I didn't kill her.
What do you mean? She's no longer breathing?
No.
Everyone hold her, and I'm just going to put a foot on her, holding her to the ground. If the transformation is complete, she will wake up very, very hungry.
Brace yourselves.
I do not hold her. I just sit
Let's
back
be
watching.
Bang Bus. We could just pick somebody up. Let's just stop and pick somebody up.
I'm sorry, what
Bang
is this?
bus?
A bang a bus?
Bang Brothers.
Bang Bus.
I
Perhaps.
said Fang.
Yeah. Perhaps what Alistair's saying is wise. We may want to pick up food for her.
I'm gonna look just out the where are we? If I glance out the carriage window, I imagine it's got one of those little slidey things.
Around Tower Hamlets. I can say that to you.
Anyone else?
You know where that is.
I got it. Stuff here. Where is anyone outside? Everyone else going, what?
There's, a couple of people milling around. A few unsavories.
I'm looking for a leery drunk idiot.
Do wits and awareness for me, please.
What's my best roll? Can someone else look for a leery drunk idiot as well, please?
I can help. I'll look, yeah. But I'll be
Do
pointing
wits and
out,
awareness with a +1 modifier.
Yeah, I would be like, how about that one?
So
You're
to
like,
do something just a little different.
that one.
So we'll see how yours. If yours doesn't work, I've got a backup plan.
Be focusing on holding her down.
Would you like success at cost?
How about that one? It's a red.
I have a backup plan.
Not at this point. Yeah, no, I've only got 3 willpower left, so take
I
it
mean,
away, mate.
if everyone, oh, go ahead, sorry.
The lady was part of my plan anyway, so if you want to go ahead and do that now.
If we're looking around for people to find, I think Inspector Gray could look as well.
Do wits and awareness for me, please. Bless you.
Is that her waking up?
Inspector Gray peers out on the other side of the carriage and finds ladies of ill repute, easy pickings, waiting upon the street.
Well, it appears we could stop and hire a mule to go.
Ooh.
Gray would point over to the ladies of ill repute.
No, I will not do. Anyone else have a solution?
I look around for the closest man.
Use your feminine wiles. That was my idea. Go.
Yep, that's what I'm
Wits
doing.
and awareness, please.
Unfortunately, that kind of sucks, but I don't think investigation will help here, will it? Can't do anything about it.
Reroll any of that either.
Ooh, there's one. It's just a rock.
What's your clan compulsion?
Oh god, what was that?
Green people's heads off?
Dice roll penalty equal to your Bane severity to mental-based rolls for one scene.
The derangement? Is it the Malk one?
I can.
Yeah, afflicted by constant song in the mind.
Hers is different.
Similar.
As you look around, you're unable to find any suitable prey in which to feed upon. The frustration mounts up inside of you, vexing you, and you begin to hear screaming akin to a certain Norwegian band from 1993 in your mind, constantly over and over again. The beast inside of you takes control, and you will suffer from your clan derangement, which I can't remember the name of because I gave it all this stuff, but I did
We
write
got
it down.
somewhere, and I can't remember where we put it. We put it somewhere. We specifically said, okay, we're going to put it here so we can get to it later.
Who has blood they can spare?
So I'm
I
only
don't
on one.
understand why the kind on the street weren't good enough.
Those particular kind will not do. I apologize. Our blood is more potent anyway. It might satiate our hunger quicker and, well, we can tear away easier as well. Don't worry about the masquerade. If anyone has any to spare, I'm already feeling my beast is at its closing to its limits.
I shall volunteer in that case.
Perhaps we
kneel
should do
down
it.
and just nick my wrist. Let it drip in, I guess, just over the
Do a
mouth.
rouse check for me, please.
Hey.
Gain a hunger.
Okay.
You
Was
allow
it
your
my
vitae.
compulsion we were looking for?
Yes. Oh, that's a good one. So at any point during this, Eveline will be looking to sing. DMCA-free songs, please.
Love
Kind
it.
of terrifying. Holding down this rotting corpse, freaking out. He's bleeding into her mouth. Evelyn starts singing.
We are
Nightmare
family.
It's like a David Lynch movie. There's nothing
Yeah, what sort
makes
of
any sense.
bang bus is this?
Yes. So Evelyn just turned this into one of those like operatic singing movies, like Demon Butcher or whatever. Sweeney Todd.
You allow your vitae to ebb from your wrist and slowly drain between Serena's blued, crusty, dying lips. You ensure that it flows down her throat so that she will not succumb to wassail as she arises a full-blooded kindred.
I think the worst is past. For her, anyway.
What's she doing right now? Just laying there?
Yep.
I pat her back and sing her a lullaby.
Do charisma and performance for me, please. With a +1 modifier.
And
Very
what's
good.
the +1 modifier for?
Because
part of your
performance
compulsion.
roll.
Okay. So my specialty is also singing, so would that be a +2 modifier?
Nope. +1 net,
No, just one.
because you've got the 2
Okay.
dice penalty.
I thought the 2 dice penalty is for anything other than singing.
Touche.
Any
All right,
action that
add
is
plus-
not towards that
add
end suffers
+2
additional
then.
2 dice penalty.
Fucking clever players.
And I'm sorry, that was charisma and performance?
Yes, please. Don't make me change my mind.
Hey. I did this on purpose.
The compulsion actually makes you better at the thing that you're good at.
Yeah, but the only thing I'm good at.
I already know it's gonna fuck us over so bad at some point. Think of all the inappropriate places you could start singing.
Yeah.
Eveline places her hand on Serena's back. Her hand slightly sinks into the supple, soft, gooey flesh. For some strange reason, Eveline is unbothered by it and begins to sing a soothing lullaby. That's all you're going to do for the remainder of the scene. But that's good because you soon arrive at the docks. I can't help myself. As you arrive at the docks, you notice it busy with workers. The docks are simply awash with seamen as you exit out of the carriage.
2 thumbs
When
up
you-
on that one.
When you get out, of the
Everyone does
carriage,
the
you
same
just-
thing.
You hear.
I
from
wasn't
the
sure if
shadows,
I'd go
like,
with that one
right
or if you'd find it hard to swallow.
When you get out of the carriage, you hear from the shadows right nearby. So, how did everything go?
Well, splendid. No thanks to you. Where the hell? This isn't
I've
the
been
night.
waiting here quite long. That Nosferatu we get through the sewers quite efficiently.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can smell that. Well, let us deliver our charge then.
Faster we're done here, the better.
That's been quite a night.
Pick her up. I'll carry her into the warehouse.
As you approach the warehouse, you notice the particularly large man is still slumped by the doorway, head on his knees, and you enter in.
I give him a little wave and a wink on the way by from how he treated me last time.
The warehouse is completely quiet and empty. You hear no response as you enter inside.
Pull out for Jacques.
Can I would like to look around with Sense the Unseen to see if I see anything.
Okay, do Sense the Unseen for me, please. You look around, willing your vitae to your eyes and mind, attempting to sense that which is out of the normal human and vampiric periphery. Unfortunately, you are unable to discern if there is anything nearby. As you search around, I hate myself. I hate this language. Seriously, what the fuck is that? You hear a disembodied voice. I hate this. Say, Elise Lala. Aldrich will recognize in French that it simply says, leave her there.
No, Drake will kneel down next to a crate of some kind, something, just so he can prop her up. Right, gently puts her down.
And then just
Takes a few
simply,
steps back.
au revoir. Merci.
Well, that's one part of the exchange.
You're gonna make me bring up Translate again, aren't you? God damn it. Nous serons en contact. Simply meaning, we will be in contact.
Merci. Bonne nuit. Au revoir. I leave.
Just lean over to Alistair. I really should have paid more attention when they were teaching me other languages.
Yeah, we should learn how to
Speak right? What was that?
hands.
Hand? You know what? Okay.
Before I leave, I brush the hair out of her face and away from any goo. And say, we will meet again.
Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again.
At least I didn't sing it.
Probably not on a sunny day, though.
No.
Preferably not.
You head out of the warehouse.
Before we go,
Oh,
I will also just say to the air, just in case, because it's you and I can see something biting us in the ass about this, I will say it. She fully turned. My companion had to feed her, but a drop of his own blood, just so you know. We'll make sure she does not consume any more from him. Want
Merde.
everything laid out there.
Which means shit, in case you
Shit.
don't know.
When I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know the
one of those
curse
other
once. And then I'll go. So when her waking up saying, yeah, they fed me their blood and blah, 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 and I'm getting the wrong idea.
You head out once more onto the docks, heading into the carriage and finding yourself nearing the end of the night. So Drake, you said you had business before you have to head to your haven.
The Admiral. Do I have location?
Just the docks that you're currently at. And it's fairly obvious which one belongs to the East India Trading Company. It is the largest, grandest warehouse, plastered in signage.
We're gonna wait till the rest of the Coterie leaves. Bid my good night like I'm making off.
Okay.
Back to my own haven.
Thurston, do a willpower check for me, please.
Oh, I know why. Okay. I mean, that's where I'd be headed anyway, but I will roll.
Thurston, you have the first instinct to head back to your haven. However, the compulsion inside of you screams at you to head back to the house and sleep in front of that portrait once more. Eveline,
Okay.
do a willpower check for me, please.
Afraid of that.
Your instincts also send you back to your haven. Unfortunately, you crave that portrait more than anything. And will be staying the night. Probably for
Can I
the
stop by
week.
my haven for a change of clothes first?
Oh yeah. Oh, you're not an animal.
Things are a little gooey.
And
I'll get
just
used to it.
for
Don't get with the Nosferatu.
completedness, Sir Drake, do a willpower check for me, please, also.
Oh, great.
Evelyn, darling, you just gotta get used to it. You're gonna be around me a lot.
Sir Drake urges himself to go back to his haven for the night, but knows he is unable to resist the portrait and the pull of Endymion, and will be staying within the house as well.
With what I've got planned, that might have been the case anyway. No, go ahead.
The remainder of the coterie head back into the carriage and back to their respective havens for the night. Sir Drake, however, stays upon the docks, for he has business.
So the security at this building, what's it looking like?
There are lots of armed guards. There are even the occasional pieces of actual British soldiery guarding the place with full rifles.
I actually wouldn't want to kill them. I'm going to find a quiet spot near to the building, and realizing trying to get in will probably be a bad idea, particularly in my condition. I'm going to use the nuclear option, and Sir Drake begins uttering the words that Endymion gave him in the basement to summon God knows what, to order them to bring him the Admiral, or at least take the Admiral back to the house.
That look from Shiver was him forgetting that he gave you a cupcake.
Yeah.
No more shit.
Oh,
I need
sorry.
to get the demon shit
Okay,
ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But yeah, I'm glad some people know what I'm referencing.
I was like, oh yeah, okay.
I got it. I appreciated that. That was good.
Okay, so what do you want Endymion to do here?
Snatch the Admiral from the building and bring him to the house alive. Alive for the time being, but alive.
That's no problem whatsoever. After uttering the magic words, what are the magic words, Sir Drake?
Don't even. It was a string of stuff that I cannot remember.
Would you like
I'm
a
sorry.
reminder?
Missed opportunity. You should have just went Army of Darkness there and just started doing the wrong name of the book.
That's the one that popped into my head.
You may summon me with the sacred words. Ba, weep, gra, nop, weep, mini bomb.
I say that.
We get this written down at some point.
I couldn't even
I'm
make
trying.
up half of it though. There's a lot of reverb.
And that's why I said, yeah.
Reverb and it's pretty quick, so I will get it later. But yeah.
Icky
Still should
ting.
You still should have tried.
After uttering the words and the instructions you wish performed, you wait a few moments, and then soon after, Admiral Kusanagi walks out of his own accord onto the docks, gets in a carriage, and heads off into the night, into the direction of the house.
Yeah. I'll hail a carriage and just say, follow that carriage.
Yep. There's no point asking if there's anything you wish to discuss on the way, because that would be strange.
Talking to himself.
Hmm.
You arrive at the house in Whitechapel. You already saw Admiral Kusanagi exit his own carriage and enter straight inside. You follow him in and confront him in the hallway.
Nice night for a walk, Admiral.
Turns around, surprised at the sound of your voice. What am I doing here? What are you doing here? What is this
Well-
place?
I'll draw my pistol and just hold him at gunpoint. I'm like, gesture towards the just one of the off rooms, not down to the basement. Not yet.
Okay. What's the meaning of this?
Admiral Kusanagi. Admiral in the East India Trading Company, not an easy position to come by. I dare say you've stepped on a lot of backs to get to the top, no?
Who's been greasing your palms?
Sergeant Drake Burton, ex-East India Trading Company, reporting for duty, sir.
You think that means something to me, a lowly sergeant?
It's
Are there
about-
sergeants in the Navy?
I was guessing.
Oh, okay.
that was off the cuff. I was guessing.
You just want him to say semen again.
Yeah.
Roger the
Anyway.
cabin boy. Semen stains.
Tell me, for the sake of my own curiosity, how privy are you to the operations, particularly the transatlantic ones?
In case you are unaware, The transatlantic operations are not my speciality. I specialize in the Pacific.
But you know what's going on those ships?
I can find out easily enough if it's worth my while.
I do. Seen it firsthand.
Then perhaps you should enlighten me.
Men bound in chains, packed in like sardines in the hull.
And they're simply savages. They should consider themselves lucky to be brought to civilization.
Oh, I was hoping you would say that. I will walk up to him, press the barrel into him. Down there. Gesture down to the basement. Are you guys down there? You'll be down there at this point.
I assume so.
Well, Evelyn
Right.
might be still changing or something, because getting 5
good point.
skirts on does take some time.
Fur's gonna be there.
And of course
That's fine. I'll escort him down. My pistol and draw my sword instead. Standing in front of the painting now, I guess.
Mhm.
And sort of turn to the Admiral. Gesture to the painting. Admiral, tell me. Still got the tarp over it, I'll assume.
Oh, yeah.
Would you just take a look at something for me? And I'll gesture to the painting. When he looks at it, I want to walk over there and pull the tarp up. I'm not looking at it. I want him to lay eyes on it.
Okay. He lifts up the tarp, and immediately as he looks upon the painting,
Your sacrifice was accepted.
Thank you, Endymion. And I swing, decapitate the Admiral.
the body stands in its place as the head drops to the floor with a wet squelch. Moments later, the flesh around the decapitated body begins to unravel itself, slowly, like a mummy unbandaging itself. The flesh is swallowed into the painting. The muscles are torn off from the bone and sinew and swallowed by the painting whole, as the skeleton stands there and falls in place, piling upon itself.
No man a slave. I've looked at Thursday, yeah.
I get the whole demon thing is a bit weird and out there and new to us all, but for the time being, this is kind of where I've been sleeping at, so if you're gonna do that in the future, can you give me a bit of a warning?
Apologies, Thurston, I didn't know you'd be here.
You exaggerate.
Well, that's how landlords answer, I suppose. I didn't know you'd be here. Apologies.
Yeah, I don't have much of a place to stay, and, I just get the best night's sleep, well, the best day's sleep right underneath the painting.
Oh. I think I have an inkling as to what you're referring to. You have no haven of your own?
I mean, unless you count the sewers.
I'll tell you what, my friend, on the nights we can both resist this place, I offer you quarters of mine.
Well, I might have to take you up on that offer.
I don't think either of us are leaving here tonight, so Drake will just take a seat, Indian position, and just close his eyes and think for a little while before reclining for the evening.
For every sacrifice in my name, I grow in strength
Yeah,
and power.
yeah. Just wake us up tomorrow night, and I cuddle up with my box that I have with the heart, the like container in it. I just cuddle up with that because it's like my only possession, and I go to sleep for the day.
As do I.
At this point, I walk in,
Oh, yeah.
clean change of clothes, my seaweed scrapbook under my arm to work on before I fall asleep for the night.
Excellent.
One down, then I'll fall asleep.
The next night, across the city, inside of the city of London itself, within Alistair's haven, Alistair arises from his torpor rest inside of his haven. As he searches around, he notices straight away things are not how he has left them. Chairs have been stacked in a corner, a table overturned, and a freezing chill rests in the air as he steps out of his resting chamber. He hears an
Has
eerie...
Dolores been here?
He hears an eerie, familiar voice of his girlfriend hang in the air.
Did you forget me?
I try to shake it off the first time, thinking it's just another voice in my head.
Plates, cutlery, and glasses take off and fly through the air, aimed directly at Alistair. Would you like to dodge?
Yeah, I would try. This ain't gonna work well.
Dexterity and athletics, please.
Bad. 3.
That's fine. Every single plate, cutlery, and glass that flies through aimed directly at his head manages to miss, or he manages to get out of the way.
Where are you?
You just threw plates at me. You know where I'm at.
The chairs and tables are uprooted and soar through the air at Alistair. Various paintings are thrown off their hook, all aimed directly at his head.
I dodge.
Dexterity and athletics, please.
I leave it.
Okay. Okay. Alistair moves directly out of the way of the flying table and chairs that are coming towards him. Doing so, however, he expends more blood than he intended to as he wills his vitae around his system, attempting to become more skillful. Unfortunately, he is unable to dodge out of the way. You take 2 superficial damage and increase your hunger by 1.
Why did you let this happen?
I would go to a corner and I crouch down and put my head in my hands and shake my head back and forth.
Find him!
Find who?
The temperature quickly returns to normal, and the eerie atmosphere that flowed through the haven is lifted, and Alistair is left standing, looking around at his once extremely tidy haven. Shrugs and begins to pick things up slowly, packing things away as he is lost in thought.
I start humming a song. It was my girlfriend's favorite song.
Slightly later in the night, over in Elysium. Elysium is crowded as usual. The main London Elysium regularly hosts the city's kindred and house their sordid affairs inside. Tonight, the main stage that looks out and has entertainment available is strangely empty, though the front tables are all occupied, and the usual watcher, Pandora, is sat on her own, quietly drinking vitae. As Aldrich and the rest of the coterie are spotted in Elysium by Dirk, their shadow, he stands and gestures over to them.
Can I stop and feed from my herd on the way to Elysium?
Absolutely. What's your herd level, 1 or 2?
Doesn't matter, I only need 1 hunger anyway.
Oh, okay, no. Fine.
I'd like to do the same if possible.
Absolutely fine. Your herd's
Future
1.
reference, it's 1.
Okay, stake a hunger, please. Dirk stands up and gestures at the coterie, offering them to sit at his table.
I wait for someone to pull a chair out for me.
I will we'll show the proper etiquette.
I'll sit.
I do a polite little curtsy to Dirk before sitting down in my own chair.
What clan was Dirk again?
La Sombra Anti-Tribu. Good evening.
Gray would politely nod and take a seat. Sorry.
Okay. It's fine. Good evening, Canaanites. It has come to my attention that you are responsible for the death of a priest. Now, I do not care the reasons why or how you justify it, but what I do care about is that the priest was a thrall of the Sombra Primogen. He is most vexed by this hindrance. This may come as a shock to you all to learn, but the Catholic Church as an entity is a La Sombra holding. London is no exception to this. This Primogen will summon you to meet with him soon. I merely thought you may appreciate the warning, as a summoning from a Primogen is not something you should ignore or delay. The summons will have all the information you are to have, so do not dally when summoned. That is all I have for you tonight. The night is yours to investigate how you see fit.
It is only the Catholic Church then? I inquired before before we did anything involving the church, if it was under anyone's domain. I was told no.
The Catholic Church is a La Sombra holding for the most part. My counterparts within the Sabat clan use it to influence the mortals as they see fit. We do the same here. However, as I'm sure you're aware, this country is not Catholic.
Understood. My apologies. We did ran things about the church. We were given the incorrect information. Is it possible for you to have a thrall who, the term true faith, possesses such a thing? That seems like it would be at odds with one another.
It is entirely possible. There are even some kindred that are able to wield true faith. We are merely unable to use the powers of our blood upon them, so other more coercive means need to be employed. I'm sure with experience this will come to you.
Thank you, and please extend my apologies, though I will look forward to giving them myself their summon. Is there anything you can tell us about the Primogen that we should know, so we do not stumble in blind? We'd like to make a good impression and avoid any mistakes.
He has a unique sense of humor
You elaborate?
I'd rather not. I find his sense of humor most distasteful. But he is the Primogen.
Out of curiosity, how many Lasombra are in this city in official capacity? Surprised to hear you have a Primogen, given your clan's position on as a whole.
There are currently 5 of us that operate in the city. We are very privileged that the city is not officially under Camarilla Holdings, for Mithras extends his welcome arms to all kindred, except the vile Tremere, who are merely tolerated, understandably so.
It's good to know. Thank you.
I suppose when you're that powerful, you fear nobody.
Indeed, even the ivory tower bends the knee to Mithras's will.
Hmm.
Is there anything else you wish of me tonight? Then be gone.
Stand up and leave.
We take our leave.
Well, if you're keeping count, the Harpy, Valerius, and now a Primogen. You're doing well.
Don't forget the ugly pretty lady.
It's the Harpy.
That's gone.
Oh, right. Sorry, it's just the name and the look just don't.
Agreed. So, I mean, if this Primogen's sense of humor is unique, perhaps we should let Alistair do the talking.
It's either a great idea or that will be quite the disaster. I'm eager to see how it goes.
I'm sorry. I may have just misheard. Did you say let me do the talking?
Sure. Knock yourself out.
I'm so glad that somebody finally sees my talents.
Well,
Gives you an opportunity to shine the previous night with the mortal doorman to the Samdi warehouse.
Yeah, that man was rather rude. And I kind of
Yes.
just brush what's left of my hair to kind of, in an attempt to look nicer than I am, but I know it doesn't work.
I'm quite confident you have your opportunity to shine, Thurston.
Oh, wow,
Do the whole
so many
spit in the
compliments.
hand, slick back the hair.
We've all proven ourselves quite useful. I'm quite confident as our capabilities. And since we are not the type to sit idly by, of course we're going to run into people like the Primogen, pretty ugly lady as you called her and whatnot. It is part of the course. If anyone is getting cold feet about our aggressive rise in the hierarchy, please let it be known. But I plan on continuing to climb. Stops us.
oh. No, I was just highlighting that we're pissing off plenty of people in positions of authority, but quite frankly, that's my favourite pastime.
Means we're doing something right. To be ignored is perhaps a worse fate.
As we're heading to wherever we're heading to, I assume it's the carriage. Thurston's kind of confidently stepping up in front, having this new bolstered confidence from the rest of the coterie, but it's almost a facade, and he pulls Alistair aside. They are being uncharacteristically flattering to me tonight. Do you know if there's anything going on?
No.
Excellent.
But give
This
it
is going to
time.
be interesting.
Aldrich will shit on you eventually. I patch you
Of
with
course.
good luck.
Yes, I'll need it.
Sir Jake, did your well first, let us get on the road. I believe we have now exhausted all of our leads into the business for the city. We'll wait and see what happens with our Samadi contact now. Unless there's something I'm missing. Seems our to-do list now falls into the category of Valerius. Which, speaking of time to shine, that will take us into the sewers, Thurston. I can think of no one better suited.
True. I was hoping to avoid him for a little longer.
So was I, but it seems we are a bit too efficient. Here we are.
You have a way of seeing the silver lining. Well, I suppose we best depart.
Before we go to the sewers, can we address the elephant in the room? And I look at Eveline.
Not
You're
proper
pregnant,
to
I'm
call a
not an
woman an
elephant.
elephant.
No, but before we go down there, you might want to change. I really don't want to hear you complain the whole time that your dress got poop on it.
Huh?
I look at Sir Drake. Does she know where we're going?
Let me decipher the mad babble. Do you want to get this elegant outfit ruined?
I have nothing that's not elegant.
Of course. Perhaps something.
You have a riding outfit, perhaps? Something with boots that are high.
Ah, yes.
It's a good question. Do I? We've never said I did. Perhaps I need to stop by a store.
Ah, that's a wonderful idea. Some late night shopping.
Any other errands we need to do before making our venture below? Be happy to.
Shopping, apparently.
Okay. We'll escort Lady Eveline. Get a riding outfit.
I mean, really, which would you rather do? Go shopping or on this errand? Okay, with
Can I do
putting it on.
either? Neither
Fine.
sounds fun. I'll go poke a dead body down at the dock.
We'll hop in the carriage, and if there's any, assuming it's early enough in the evening, I don't know if there's a place that would be open.
Before you leave, Thurston feels a cold hand on his shoulder, pulling him to one side, and a whisper in his ear once more.
Yes,
Time!
Madam Harpy.
Come with me once more into the niche. We must talk alone.
Of course.
And I'll follow her.
Slowly unveiling itself before you is the tall, elegantly dressed woman in a crimson-red outfit, with long leather gloves upon her hands once more, and a wedding veil obscuring her face. I understand you are to go into the sewers this night, and you need a proper attire for some of your more delicate companions.
Yes, some of my compatriots are quite picky.
I have the perfect place for you to go. She reaches into her long glove and pulls out a business card and hands it to you. It marks an address in the East End.
I am most grateful, madam. may the rest of your night be uneventful.
To gain entry, you simply knock on the door and say you are waiting for the morning star.
Understood.
Good night.
And I'll curtsy and walk away.
Thurston catches up with the rest of the coterie and heads into the carriage last. Is there anything
Aldrich
you
would
wish to
have a
discuss? You go
moment
ahead.
of panic as we're getting in the carriage. He looks around. There's a Thurston's not there, and we're still by Elysium. And he goes, "Oh, Zuta lore," and then luckily probably spots Thurston starting to approach, unbloodied. Sigh of relief. Let him out of my sights for 2 moments, and you never know.
Aldrich, have more faith in me. I merely was pulled aside to procure a store that we may find what we're looking for.
Oh? Do tell?
And I'll pull the business card out and show it to him.
This is in the East End, Thurston. This is unlikely to be suitable for a lady such as Eveline.
I was informed by the harpy herself that it would have exactly what we were looking for.
Very good or very bad? Eveline, are you comfortable shopping where the harpy shops?
That could be a compliment. So, yes.
I hope so. Let us go. On the way, I would like to address Sir Drake. The business. How did it go? Did you have time to take care of it?
It'll be a long time before I am done, but step one accomplished.
I'm glad to hear it. You and your sword are a great boon for myself and the Coterie. I would like to be able to help you out as well, if the need ever arises.
Okay, well, you have your businesses. Any information about the East India would certainly not go amiss. I'm sure pillow talk is a thing. Some of the establishments that you run. So, should anything bubble to the surface, just do let me know.
That topic is a very, very broad. Is there something specific you'd like to know about them?
Operations, people of import in the city.
We'll see what I can do. Quite the company, though. I hope you're not biting off more you can chew.
If I was, I would make sure not to take you down with me, don't worry.
I'll make a mental note so we continue.
You're muted.
Just testing. And at this juncture, on your way to Limehouse, we'll take a quick break. So we'll be right back.
looking for some attire more appropriate for some more unsavory adventures.
As she finishes that, from across the room, I go, "The sewers!"
Ah, I believe I can accommodate the request. Just for you, or your friends too.
I'm fine with what I'm wearing, but you wouldn't happen to have any Japanese kimono at all?
Oh, you're one of those, are you?
I lost mine some time ago, and I just like to be comfortable every now and again.
I'm afraid I don't have anything suitable. Perhaps some nice frilly underwear might be more to your liking, sir?
I'm going to stand back and pretend you didn't say that, and the rest of you can carry on shopping.
So just the one?
Do you have
Yeah,
any
I'm-
goggles?
Goggles?
You know, or glasses or something. You know, like the people that drive the carriages around. Give me a second.
Wonderful.
While he's asking that, Thurston is kind of just he's taken aback by some of like the bones and other just very I don't know, non decorative items that he has, and is just looking for something shiny and nice. Not really. I'm personally not expecting to find anything.
I mean, you'll find various pieces of jewelry, rings, bracelets, and the like, gold and silver.
Yeah, I'm off in the corner just trying those on and looking at them.
Okay.
He's
Yeah, what kind of
distracted by the
shop
shiny objects.
is this? I thought I'll linger with Thurston. Your friend sent us here for clothes?
Well, she said that that they would have what Evelyn would be looking for. Does this match my eyes? And I hold up a ring.
Does it match his eyes?
Do you hold it around your eyes?
It glistens like your skin.
Excellent.
The man disappears under the counter. You hear the creak of a trapdoor opening and the clunks of footsteps upon wood. A few moments later, he reappears and puts two large rubber Wellington boots upon the countertop. These are very special items, madam. They will repel any kind of liquid that is set upon them.
Not exactly what I was going for.
I'm afraid
Do you
this
have
sounds
anything
even
more
better.
fashionable?
These are very fashionable. They're not even invented yet.
Now, let me get this right. They just look like water clogs. They're not like high heels or anything.
They're wellies.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, water clogs is not what I meant. But yeah.
You'll find that these are the only boots like this in the entire country. Nay, the entire empire.
Well, I've actually travelled the entire empire, and I can tell you that's quite far, so I'd take them. Looking at
I begrudgingly take them and put them on.
And for you, sir, these gargoyles.
Just in case she falls, I don't want the poop to splash in my eyes.
I believe that these would be suitable. And he presents you with a pair of driving goggles. Very much like the boots, they will also repel anything that goes upon their visors.
Stupid.
And now for
Okay.
the matter of
Goggles.
payment.
Boots. Thurston, are you getting that ring?
No, in this day and age, I don't think I could afford it.
It is on me.
You don't pay with money here.
You wish to bargain then? What currency do you accept?
Favors.
I was going to say that.
Of course.
Out with it.
I believe I can give you the ring for free. But it comes with a curse. But you also get this nice cup of tea with it. The tea is also cursed.
Does the tea have sprinkles?
Have you seen my
Kind of
face?
tea has sprinkles in it. I can give you some sugar. The sugar is also cursed.
You could sprinkle the sugar.
He's a smart one, that one. As for payment... What do you have to offer in the way of favors?
If you want someone dead and it's not going to annoy the camera,
Why would
do
I
that.
want anyone dead? They can't come back and give me repeat business.
Ooh, they can if they're those... Never mind.
I could sing you a song.
A song for boots and goggles? That seems fair. What song will you sing for me?
I name the most popular song of the day.
London Bridges.
Very well. Let me hear your voice perform. And do charisma and performance, please.
Charisma.
And you get a
Plus
plus
one because
modifier.
I'm singing.
Excellent. What a rousing performance. I clearly can see your voice is not cursed.
Quite the opposite.
Please, take these items. And remember, if you should need anything else in future, you know where to find me.
As I grab the cup of tea, if I bring back the cup on future visits, do I get a free refill or maybe a discount?
Only if you purchase something, but the tea is still cursed.
Excellent. And
I think the cup might be cursed too.
Who's ever heard of a cursed cup? That's insane. What kind of person would curse a cup? Cursed tea is perfectly normal. We call it so long tea. As in, so long, goodbye.
Thank
I feel
you,
I need to
sir.
lighten the mood after having, move a corpse that's literally peeling off in you and sacrificing someone to a fucking demon.
I try to put my skirts over the boots as much as possible and walk out as ladylike as I can.
you're not fooling anyone. Well, let's go, and do tell me when we're returning next, because I am not coming. I'd walk out, annoyed.
You'll find, Thurston, that our shop inventory changes constantly. Should you survive, please come again.
Excellent. So you have heard of me. That's good to know. And I take another sip of my tea.
Speaking of tea,
So, Mr. Thurston, I believe this is where you take the lead. The best way into the sewer. Do you have any idea where this plant would be? I believe you told us it would be in the West Indian Docks area.
Yeah, I'd probably.
It's just
begin
over
heading that
road.
way. Yeah, I'll. Did they say the plant was in the sewer or by the entrance?
In the sewers.
Okay, then yeah, I would lead them all to the closest entrance I know of in that area.
As we're walking, I run up next to Eveline and kick mud on her shoes.
4.
The mud just slides off the boots.
Oh, at least we know
Guess
they
that's not
work.
bad.
I figured it'd be better to know now before we got down there and you'd complain the whole time.
I purposely walk through a mud puddle, but I pull my skirts up when I do.
The mud puddle splits like the parting of the Red Sea beneath your feet.
I was beginning to think that they weren't magic boots; they were just regular rubber boots.
Yeah, I figured they were just wellies. They're just wellies, what, 50 years too early?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these aren't that bad.
That's
I turn
curious.
around and I bow. Quick, Thurston, throw mud at me, and I put on the goggles.
Let's just get this done and over with.
You know you don't have to do everything he tells you to.
I'm not doing what he told me to. I'm going to go find the entrance to the sewer.
Oh, well,
Aldrich
good for
throws
you.
mud at him.
Face is all muddy, but the goggles are.
Dexterity and athletics, please.
That's why I kicked mud. It's already down there.
I'm just waiting for us to get to the sewer and you face planting into the liquid.
Oh, God!
It's a success, though.
Is it?
Not enough.
Oh.
Maybe there's a rock in it.
Maybe I just instinctively try to avoid everything, even though I said throw it at me.
You're like, no, I
Yeah,
said
dig it.
Thurston, not you.
Yeah.
Ulrich picks up a clump of mud from the floor and throws it directly at Alistair. As he does so, the mud goes wide and the beast inside of him rears up for attention, screaming at him. Aldrich performs all actions that do not immediately result in someone or something getting harmed at a 2-dice penalty to their pool. This compulsion will end when Aldrich incapacitates, destroys, or drives away a target. You are suffering from the
My
harm
apologies in advance, gang.
It's all right. He tried to do the same thing to me using tic-tac-toe. So,
Are you descending down into the sewers?
yes.
Mhm.
Very well.
Aldrich would, in a weird moment of trying to have fun, misses and just mood gets even darker than before. This is why I do not try to have fun.
I had fun once, it was terrible. The Coterie descend down into the sewers. The slow gush of soiled water torrents past the coterie and through their legs. A thin veil of mist hangs in the air, and the gush of warm air hits their faces as they travel through the brick tunnels. They stand in the centre of the tunnel, suddenly realizing they have no actual clue where or how to begin their search, when from one of the many adjoining side tunnels they can hear the sound of footsteps splashing through the water coming towards them. Before they have time to even panic and ready themselves, they hear a voice call out to them. Thurston?
Oh no. Yes, Clara, is it?
What are you doing down here? We don't often see you here.
Oh, I was told to meet with someone down here. Not entirely sure who. We were just informed that they would be in this general area. It doesn't happen to be you, does it?
Well, there's only us, Nosferatu, down here, as you well know. Can't possibly be meeting someone down here. What are you searching for, really? You can tell me. She punches your shoulder gently.
Well, you see, this is, asked by, we were asked to come do this by, Sir Dirk. You know Dirk, right?
No. Is he
Well,
from the
then, if you
surface? Is he one of your surface
He is.
friends?
Friend is
I
an
poked
interesting way to put it.
goggles on.
Oh, and who are these people? Are they your friends too?
These
Am I
are
meeting
my
your friends for the
acquaintances.
first time?
Acquaintances.
Is this your girlfriend?
Just an acquaintances. You wound me. And I hold my hand out, like, just recalling some of the little etiquette that I do have.
Oh,
Sir Drake
Shantae! And she
Burton?
places her clawed, bony, rotten hand upon yours.
Yeah, I've kissed worse. And the new, are you going to make the introductions, or are we to stand here?
My apologies. Coterie, this is Clara. Clara, this is my coterie.
Wonderful to meet you.
Coterie. How,
Give a deep bow. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
and also yours. How extravagant. So, what are you all doing down here?
He told you.
Who is it you're searching for? Perhaps I can help.
I don't believe we were given a name, were we?
She can help, but I mean, let's just take a step for a second. Thurston, you never told me you were courting.
I know, right?
I hate you all. No, Clara is a mere friend I have down here in the sewers that I meet with every
Oh,
once in a while.
he's too modest. I gave him my heart. Literally.
Oh,
Still not showing.
this is what happens when you meet without a chaperone, Thurston.
Wouldn't you like to know?
You hear, just off the cuff, Alistair kind of looks off. That's a really good idea. I should have kept her heart.
Gray would smile. That is the most romantic gesture I've ever heard. Thurston, this young lady gives you her heart. It is truly meant to be. You found something special.
Indeed.
Send her some ambrosia.
I do believe we are getting a little bit off hands. This could wait for some other time.
Oh, you're so shy, Thurston. It's one of your most charming, compelling features.
Indeed, very shy. Says the man that curtsies to everyone.
I'm going to just take a step towards it. We can set aside some time for you two to properly. You help us for the evening. Anything strange happened down here recently untowards?
I mean, it's the
Not of the norm.
sewers. Lots happen down here. Lots and lots of strange and unusual things. I mean, if you were to perhaps tell me who you're looking for, I can help. I would be glad to help Thurston and his friends. It must be such an honor for you all being led by him.
Sure. Thurston certainly leads us often.
Yes. Such a great leader.
And who's that, Thurston? You never told me
I'm
you were
sorry.
in a coterie with a woman.
Oh, I actually get.
Oh,
It's nothing like
she's-
that. And I grab who's close to me?
Aldrich.
Thurston!
Me or
Yeah,
Aldrich?
I'll try to grab Aldrich's arm.
Aldrich would be
Nice,
waiting in
like
the
the
back of all of this. His impatience steadily rising,
Oh yes, they're
flexing one of his hands.
they're
Wishing was around.
betrothed, as you can. Yes, they're
Just-
quite betrothed. She's not a threat.
Clara just scowls at Eveline.
I look back. You're what? This is the first I'm learning of any of this, true or not.
They're betrothed. Alistair, remember?
No.
Forgive him, and he's
I peek out. I don't think they're married, but don't worry. She hates him.
Yes, she does hold quite.
He's
the
not
title for
wrong.
me.
She
Good point,
hates you?
Alistair say. He's clan of the moment, so you know how they are.
Oh. He's touched in the head. So who are you looking for? What brings you here? I'd love to help you, Thurston. I'll do anything for you, Thurston.
Just out of character, the only thing we know about who we're looking for is them being referred to by the plant, right?
It is literally a plant. You know.
No, we're
it's
looking
a
for a
plant.
literal plant.
Yeah.
I was gonna
So
say,
we're
I don't.
looking for
Is it a person?
Okay.
I thought you were
Okay,
trying
okay.
to direct her this whole time.
Yeah, so did
That
I.
is completely on me.
Oh, so
because
his,
I was like, why
his
would he be
impatience
looking
is
for a
real then.
Plant?
They even discussed this during the break.
Well, I was too busy thinking about the permission thing than this.
So, Thurston, what is it? You prefer me to go into Karen again for you?
Please, this
job
isn't
this
a
time.
character I made, though. You made Clara. I didn't know about Clara. Actually, Clara, as memory recalls, we are actually looking specifically for some kind of plant that is maybe growing or deposited down here.
There's only one plant that grows down here, but if you came to the family meetings, you'd know we're not really supposed to go there, but I'll take you there. I know where it is.
I would love to.
Well, how about you take my arm and I'll show you where to go? Like a proper couple.
And vampires don't breathe, but Thurston, deep breath, and he goes arm in arm with her.
Alistar walks up to Sir Drake and gives you this look like, and I point. Is that why people hold other people's arms? Because they're couples?
Sometimes.
And you knew? Stop off.
Clara guides the Coterie through a side tunnel, and as they make their way forward and through the sewer system, the tunnel appears to get older and more neglected. Even the water seems to become more shallow, until finally it is but a mere trickle, collecting the drippings from the ceiling and sides. Finally, they reach the end. The way forward is gated off by an iron portcullis that needs to be removed before they can move forward.
As we've been walking through this, Evelyn is walking with her skirts held up, but purposely walking through the water with her boots.
Okay.
Every once in a while, just to get because I'm genuinely gonna try and play into it, just to see what her deal is, because I have no freaking clue. I just point back at Evelyn, and I look at Clara, and I just put my hand over my mouth and do a little giggle.
Clara will
To
be
kind of poke fun at her.
stealing looks at you of admiration every so often. This is usually as far as we can go, but maybe Thurston can help remove the iron portcullis? Although he's a lover, not a fighter.
I'm not one of strength, but Sir Drake, I do know that you are of sterner stuff.
Yes, have one of your lessers do it, Thurston.
Not everything requires brute force, Thurston. And I'm going to approach, and is there a lock, or is it just... All right. Okay.
Sometimes things take brute force.
Well, we didn't check first, that's my point, but okay. Take a firm grasp and attempt to just pop it right off.
Strength, please.
Gonna roll something I'm good at. Yeah!
There we go!
The portcullis is lifted straight up and locked in place by its broken, warped hinges. Clara lets out a very surprised shock. He's so strong, Thurston. Your coterie that you command are so powerful.
Yes, the coterie that I command. Mm-hmm.
Come, this way, forward. The tunnel leads onwards, with only one direction forward. No side tunnels appear along the ancient and disused sewer track as they carve their way forward through the mysterious tunnel. The air becomes acrid. Even though the creatures don't need to breathe, they can still feel the atmosphere bearing down on them. As they make it deeper into the tunnel, the air seems to turn a thick green, and the smell of fresh soil hangs in the air. They pass a large nook that seems to have been haphazardly knocked out of the original tunnel, with jagged pieces of brick. Resting inside, covered in a layer of cobwebs and dust, rest 3 large oil drums. As the Coterie stop and look at the drums, they can feel the sensation of something creeping around their ankles. As they look down, they can see green tendrils swiftly wrapping around their legs.
Well, quickly pull one leg up and then the other leg up to tear away. Is there anywhere on the ground we can stand that isn't?
Nope.
I attempt to squash the tendrils with my boots.
Okay. This is a difficulty 20 task.
Like an extended task?
Yes!
Cool.
Ah, okay.
No.
That's
Strength and brawl then, please, Eveline.
Do I get any additional for the boots?
Nope. Plants aren't liquid,
No.
you see.
They're full of liquid.
You're full of liquid.
I am 70%.
I don't know exactly what all the boots could do yet, so.
See me after the show, Nitro, and you can be 71% liquid.
Gray is going to try to avoid the tentacles. I'm not quite sure what these are. Some sort of sewer squid?
But can we avoid the tentacles?
No, you're being wrapped up in them right now.
Okay.
Oh, excellent.
I guess in that case, he'll try to break free or stomp on them too.
Okay, strength and brawl, please. Thurston, these tendrils grasp me almost as hard as I want to grasp you.
I'm going to blood surge.
Okay, do a rouse check for me, please. Excellent. Add 2 modifier.
Probably a good place to actually go into a hunger frenzy, though. You can't move.
One
Be like me,
success.
Bloodline, just standing there in the hallway.
One success from your one die that you could re-roll.
How does the beast work in these situations?
Really badly.
So basically, if we hit it but don't defeat it, we get, and we have a beast roll, we get the beast.
Well, yeah. There's a set difficulty for the tasks you're doing. And none of you have been successful yet. And it's going to get worse.
So there's a number that we can hit in each hit to not get the beast, even though we're not completing the overall task. Okay.
Every success you have
That was my question.
adds to the difficulty, adds to the tracker to reduce it. So far, you have nothing.
Right. I understand that, but how does the beast fit into that?
Well, right now, you're going to find out, hopefully. Because it's
That
still...
still didn't answer my question, but I guess I'll figure it out.
Go on, Noscavian.
Does my one success not minus from the overall?
Because there is a difficulty to each roll that you're doing. Every success you have over that difficulty margin knocks off from the overall tracker.
RJ gave him a reroll.
Oh, you've got a reroll.
So, if we make the success for that difficulty margin, we don't get the beast.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a simple extended task, so you're RPing out what you're doing. It's going to have a difficulty to it, and so on. So if you fail that one particular roll, you get the beast or a critical or a messy critical, and so on and so on.
Well, he still only had one success, but it got rid of the beast. So,
well, bollocks.
If the vines are, did you want to go, Alistair? Or?
No.
Okay. If the vines are actively trying to bind us, I will pull my sword out, and try to cut at some of the vines.
Strength melee, please.
Strength, and I get. Of course.
Yeah, I guess
I can do 3 of those. I hate this. I hate Roll20 so much. Wait, did I? Yeah, no, I did roll that right. Okay. Felt like I should have more than 5 die. But...
I think so. Drake will do the same thing.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, sure.
That doesn't really apply. That's a good one. That fits. Thurston swings his sword around, attempting to hack and cut through the tendrils slowly creeping around his feet and ankles, working their way up. Unfortunately, he is unable to gather enough strength and momentum to make his way right the way through. Thurston is unable to use teamwork and performs any action that avoids establishing dominance or challenging authority at a 2 dice penalty to all of his rolls. This ends when he has 1 and gloated over it. You are suffering from the dominance compulsion.
As I'm swiping and completely missing at the vine. Don't worry, Clara. I'm gonna get us out of here.
I believe in you, Thurston. He's so dreamy. I love the way the moisture glistens in between the cracks in his skin.
Eveling is making an obviously disgusted face.
Yeah.
Decide how much of an asshole I want to be with this harm compulsion. There's a couple ways I can take this.
Does harming the tentacle count?
Nah.
You got rid of the
100%.
harm compulsion by breaking a window one time, so
Does, but is that the
Someone
most fun option?
that is also true.
Yeah, so Drake will draw the katana and start cutting.
Strength and melee, please.
Aldrich, to relieve any worry you might have, I am at full health. So
Whee!
So Drake unsheathes his katana, which we've never named, thankfully, and uses it to slice through the tendrils, enthralling him and his companions. He's able to free himself momentarily, but no sooner has he done so than the tendrils quickly come back, even stronger than before. There's no turn order to this, by the way. You just go for it. Whenever someone's got something, just go for it.
Okay, I go for it.
I'm
No,
just
go-
trying to
go.
let everyone else have their turn.
It's just gonna be real easy. I look down and I go, no, this can't happen. I look over, thirsty, help, and I try to pull mine.
Strength and brawl, please. I'm sorry. I know. Oh, so it's your weakest.
I'm not the only one apparently. Hot damn.
Could have been worse. Try as you might
Could've been
to pull your legs away from the tendrils that are clamping around you, working their way around your body and attempting to suffocate you. You're unable to move as they still drag you down.
Having let go of Clara, I'm going to continue swinging at the vines because I told her to try and use. Go ahead.
Before he does that, because you went in, you swung, you did terribly, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's part of this. It also says I can harass or psychologically torture someone. Assuming Clara's not getting in this, she's not fighting, correct? She stepped back while these others surged forward at the moment.
She's just as in the tentacle swarm as anyone else.
Thurston's protecting her.
Would I be able to say something in her ear that just she would hear? Assuming Thurston went in with sword to be all brave and whatnot, and made a fool of
I'm
himself.
focused.
When
Absolutely.
clasp a large hand on her shoulder and lean in. That he's usually quite good with that. You should have seen how deftly he wielded that blade when he was defending Eveline the other night. It seems, and I'll just look at her, he's much less motivated at the moment for some reason. I guess it is up to me.
Manipulation and subterfuge, please.
I absolutely love it. This is great.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
He did what? To that whore?
Ooh.
Fought bravely to defend her. Seems like he doesn't even want to live now that he's defending you. I will tisk, and then I will roll a sleeve up, and I will go in to defend her instead.
Okay.
Did I hear
Strength
any of this?
roll.
I
Oh, yeah,
purposely
probably.
lean.
Oh no.
Oh, what she said, yeah.
Oh yeah, you'll hear Clara. Oh yeah.
Even funnier that out of nowhere she just call you, yell and call you a whore. Then yes, I'm gonna start brawling. If you want me to do that next turn or now, let me know.
Do it now for me, please. That's fine. Strength and brawl.
Going to surge as well because I'm really trying to make Thurston look bad.
Okay. Gain hunger and add +2 modifier.
Yeah, does he get rid of the harm compulsion if it's harm to my self-esteem?
Aldrich, rolling his
I'm
sleeves up.
going to re-roll as well because we got a lot of successes we need, and no one else
Okay.
seems to be getting them.
Aldrich rolls his sleeves up, reaches out for the plant tentacles that they've now been dubbed, ripping them to shreds as they wrap around Clara and himself. Of course, as soon as he has done so, it doesn't take long for more plant threads to appear and attempt to wrap themselves around them, but he knows he has done at least some damage to them.
Seeing how stomping at the tentacles was pretty ineffective, I think Gray is going to reach into his vest, pull out one of his knives, and just like kind of try to melee, like stab / slash at the vines.
Strength and melee, please.
And I will also surge again.
Okay. +2 modifier. Let's see what the Assamite can do now that he's blood surged with his knife. Nothing. Inspector Gray.
I can re-roll one. Nah,
Yeah, you can.
It's fine.
Oh, okay. Inspector Gray
Yes, it'd be just one.
reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out a short, sharp dagger. He begins to hack away at the plant tendrils wrapping themselves around his knees and legs. Unfortunately, he's unable to penetrate the thick outer stigmata. Clara is really fucked off because Thurston, what the fuck? And is going to try and rip the tendrils off of her and go and have very stern words with Thurston.
Oh, I really enjoy that Aldrich did that. Please do not tell me that what Aldrich did turns her into a Karen.
Unfortunately, Clara is unable to gather enough strength in order to pull the tendrils off of herself. Try as she might, she fails, and is still left scowling between Eveline and Thurston.
Good. Sorry. I'm going to. I didn't even pay attention to what Aldrich did. I'm too busy trying to get these vines off of me. So I'm going to swing. I'm actually going to blood surge.
Okay. Rails check for me, please.
I just did.
Gain a hunger.
And then I believe that's only. I'm only blood potency 1, so I believe that's only +1.
+2.
Correct.
+2.
+2? Okay. So,
They updated it.
gotcha.
Thurston brings his sword up into the air and finally brings it clanging down upon the tendrils, successfully slicing one of them off. He stands there looking proud of himself as another tendril appears out of nowhere and begins to wrap itself around his ankle.
See, I told you I could. Oh, God damn it.
Thurston, you better
So
hope
Drake will
those
keep-
tendrils kill you because I might after this.
You don't even go.
So Drake will keep slashing. I think I'll blood surge this time as well.
Rouse check for me, please.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
tidy.
+2 modifier.
+3 because it's a speciality as well.
So Drake skillfully swooshes his katana through the air, slicing through one of the tendrils as it comes down, feeling quite proud of himself having murdered this helpless plant. No sooner does he sit there looking at the dead tendril when another one springs forth out of nowhere, wrapping itself around his neck. Leg, neck. So similar.
Same size.
Yeah.
I pull my scissors out from somewhere in my dress and actually use them in a scissor fashion to try to agilely cut through a
Well,
tendril.
I hate to tell you this, but these tendrils are made of rock and therefore defeat your scissors. Strength and melee, please.
I was kind of hoping to use dexterity by doing it agilely.
Okay, but only because I can't resist the cute way you asked.
And I'm sorry, and that was with melee, correct?
Nothing to do with how desperate you fucking are to do this extended task. Dexterity melee.
I should have blood surged. Can I reroll that 5? Is that going to help me any?
You can reroll. Yeah, the 5 is a.
I don't think
you
2's
can
the
reroll it.
threshold.
Yeah, it's not going to help you.
Yeah, I don't think 2's the threshold either. That's why I was asking. So I'm screwed either way.
Quick, somebody with points in chat.
Well, there was that one that Tina used at the very beginning that didn't get used.
No, that doesn't actually count for anything. He just does that.
Yeah, I do that at the beginning of every game because what am I going to use my points for?
Plus, I only have 3 die, and I just realized that's probably not going to... Is that threshold?
Yeah,
I
you
think
probably
that's
have to get
threshold.
all 3. Mm-hmm.
Right
I'll
every
be
time.
somewhat-
Although it would get rid of a beast.
I'll be somewhat kind to you. Somewhat. As Eveline attempts to cut through the tendrils, wishing upon wishing that they would actually be so easy to tear in a demonic gift. Unfortunately, they prove far too thick to be able to penetrate it by the fucking blades. God, it's hard to speak when I'm talking about scissors as a weapon. No. Eveline performs all actions not immediately resulting in someone or something getting harmed, 2 dice penalty to their pool. This compulsion ends when she incapacitates, destroys, or drives away a target.
Plans for that anyway.
I was gonna say, aren't there like studies that like plants can hear music and this and I'm kidding.
They like metal. Seriously, they like metal.
Mm-hmm.
If only we had a son. Oh wait.
I was going to ask, does Death of the Drum affect plants?
Mm-hmm.
Way to find out.
If it's concussive force, then I don't see why not.
Well, in that case, in my frustration, I use Death of the Drum and Scream. You need to see that.
It's a rouse check, isn't it? 1 rouse check.
Yep.
And is it charisma and performance?
It's already in there.
God
Ooh.
damn.
Holy crap.
Friday.
Do I
Friday.
try melee anything? Okay.
Eveline!
What?
And before they don't have ears.
That's why I asked.
It's a V20 converted to V5.
Yeah.
As
She
best
can
as I
still
could.
match the resonance of its cells or some shit like that.
I'm picturing like Banshee from X-Men when she does it. To be honest with you, so
That's pretty much what I pictured as well.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Eveline
There
wills the
is a
vitae to her
bigger
vocal cord.
description, and it is like a sound wave thing.
And lets out a thunderous, powerful scream all along the tunnel. The plants around her are completely ruptured and break apart under the sound wave and pressure that she lets out. She finds herself momentarily freed, but more tendrils already appear, grasping around her berubbered feet.
Berubbered.
Towards Clara,
Word
just
of
say.
the evening.
So that is what he sees in her.
Manipulation and
Whisper that
subterfuge,
as
please.
well. Did you just copy my character sheet to make Clara?
No.
Because she is about this as much composure and resolve as I do.
Clara grits her teeth as the words from Aldrich's mouth echo between her skull. Her fists clench, and she reaches down and attempts to tear off the tendrils once more and confront Thurston about his affairs. Would I like success at cost? Not really. But I'm going to increase my hunger anyway instead of succumbing to the beast. Next.
I guess I'll go. Just thinking though, like I don't feel in dire straits yet, so I'm not really freaking out. Yeah, I'll just be lean down and start punching them.
Strength and brawl.
Free. Yep. We.
Alistair
All I can
leans
get
down
is
and pounds the tendrils over and over again. Unfortunately, his fist bounces off the thick wooden hide of the plant as it just stretches around him further and further.
No, I suppose I'll just keep cutting at this point. I think there's much else I can do.
Strength and melee. Sir Drake slices once more at the tendrils, managing this time to double his previous effort and destroy 2 tendrils. No sooner do they fall to the ground than with a splash, then more tendrils suddenly appear and begin wrapping themselves around his body.
And Aldrich specifically focus on the tendrils around Clara. Especially since he told her, like, it looks like I have to protect you since Thurston won't. And I want to start clearing a path.
Tearing them up with your bare fists or something else?
Yeah, just getting in there with the old mittens, if that's okay.
Okay, strength and brawl, please.
Thurston just completely unaware, picking at the vines around his own person. I
Um,
can barely protect myself, let alone another
gonna rouse
person.
again. Shit.
Gain hunger.
What? All right, that's a willpower.
Yeah, what a horrible roll.
There we go.
There we go.
There you go.
Aldrich pulls various tendrils that are running around Clara off, being very careful not to actually touch her for several reasons. He successfully manages to break 2 of the tendrils off that are beginning to wrap around what's left of her hips.
being frustrated, I'm also going to Blood Surge and hack more at the freaking vines that won't leave me alone. Yep, figures. Okay. Three, because of specialty. Are you kidding me? I mean, I'm already. No, never mind. That doesn't. Yeah, I'm gonna get screwed over by the game and see if it lets me reroll any of these. Okay.
Thurston pulls out his sword once more and brings it down, crashing through one of the tendrils that are wrapping itself around his leg, successfully breaking it off. As soon as he does so, yet one more tendril appears and begins wrapping itself around him.
Hmm.
In lieu of being able to do anything better, I'll just keep slashing, I guess.
Yeah.
Good thing we drank all that water in the break for all this slashing.
Yeah.
Strength, melee, please. That's the one. Sir Drake brings his katana down once more, slicing through 3 of the tendrils. As he does so, he notices that no new ones appear. They begin to recoil at his feat of strength, and watch as they shrink back into the darkness. You catch a glimpse of a large green bulb at the bottom of the shaft, as the tendrils slowly retract back inside of it. They turn black and brown, barely moving anymore. Some of the green parts seem to be forming bubbles on their surface. The fallen tendrils and bulbs crumple together in a burnt pile, revealing a pulsing green object, seemingly defenseless.
I'm no botanist, but I don't know, point the katana. Still got katana in hand. I will point towards the object.
Now that I'm free, I walk up to Clara and slap her in the face.
Okay. Strength and brawl, please. So, as you do so, Clara moves out of the way, bares her fangs as the beast appears in her soul, and bites down into Eveline's flesh, slaking her hunger, and doing, let's call her, I'm going to be a little bit more generous. She slakes. Oh yeah, it's going to have to work it out. Oh god. Okay,
Man.
he slakes one of her hunger. Eveline, increase your hunger by 2.
Am I still under the harm compulsion?
Mm-hmm. Oh no, you've managed to do that, and the same for you,
Okay.
Aldrich. Now that the plant is dead and you contributed towards it.
The plant started to recede long after I slashed at it, correct? So I wouldn't have thought that I was the one that caused it.
Correct.
Okay. Which means I'm still under the dominant compulsion. Now, hold on. What is the meaning of this? And I go and separate the two.
She called me a whore for no reason.
This whore slapped me. And also, you've been gussying around with her. I heard all about it during the kerfuffle.
Nothing to do with him.
Pardon?
Thurston, I think you need to explain yourself to both of us. We deserve to know where we stand, even if this is a whore.
I still beg your
It sounds
pardon,
like I'm not the whore in this room.
Okay, I have no clue what is going on, and someone needs to fill me in before anything else bad happens.
The happiest Aldrich's been in a minute.
I'll go up to Clara. Who told you this?
The fancy one that's nearest me. You all
I look at Eveline.
look the same with your pristine skin.
I look at Eveline. Your boyfriend's spreading rumors.
Aldrich.
That is very ungentlemanly of you.
Who are you going to believe? I said something to try to motivate her to help Thurston. I mean, this woman is clearly... Look at her for a second. You've heard her talk for 2 minutes, and you really think that she is all there to think that I am the one who spurned her and to act irrationally? Or perhaps that was in her all along.
As someone who has been entrusted with something as important as her actual part, I do have some inkling to believe what the words she says.
Thurston, we were down here all 30 seconds before she started saying, I didn't know you had a woman with you, and she was getting angry at Eveline before I even opened my mouth.
I'm not
Her behavior
all there.
right now is
I know how this works.
in line with that.
So far, he, and I point to Alistair, to protect my reputation.
Right now, this is Thurston's problem to solve. It seems your affairs are making things messy for everyone. So,
While they're having
Affairs?
this
What's this about
argument-
affairs, Thurston?
you see what I mean? You say one word to her, she takes it the wrong way.
I'm very
While they're
protective
having
of
this
my
argument,
Thurston.
Sir Drake would have pulled the inspector aside and just been like, "Shall we just get the plant? We'll go over and just totally block all of this out and be trying to extract the plant whilst, least damage possible."
I can continue the conversation, but it depends on if you want to cut to them or stay with us. Okay. Now,
No, he
Clara,
wants the drama.
Yeah, go for it. I just wanted to be clear that
They're picking up the
I'm
fucking
not-
plant. They're fine. They're doing that. That's
Nope,
fine.
That's fine. That's fine. Clara, now listen. What exactly have you heard?
Because you've been showing off and primping yourself in front of this admittedly attractive hussy.
Yeah, Clara, you know for a fact. You've probably... The many times you've seen me outside of our meetings, you know that I primp myself in front of everyone. Now, the only
What
reason
meetings?
why...
You never come to the meetings.
No, I meant the ones between you and I.
Oh.
When we meet in the sewers.
That's fair.
Now, the only reason why I would protect Eveline here is because, like you've said in the past few minutes, that I am in charge of these people and I must protect the people that I am in charge of.
There's protecting someone you're in charge of, and then there's just showing off that moist body of yours.
You do know I like showing off, but you have to understand it isn't to the people I often are protecting.
No.
What about you, Eveline? Is this true?
I haven't seen anything impressive about him.
Well, look at him. He's a giant pulsating sack of Nosferatu manliness.
I wipe a little bit of
Exactly.
sludge off me.
It's not what's on the outside that matters. It's the insides that matter.
My
Yeah.
stature. I believe I'm even seen with him.
It's true, she is quite hard to deal with at times.
So there's nothing going on between the two of you?
Gods no.
No, and I lean into
Goodness gracious.
Clara and say, to be completely honest, my favorite person here is, and I point over Alistair, and he's not even fully there.
Well, if you say so, Thurston, I gave you my heart, and I trust you.
And I keep it by my side every day.
What?
During the day. Rewrote, never mind.
Well, last Christmas I gave you my heart. Next year I'll give it to someone special.
Another harm compulsion.
Yeah, can I do a frenzy check?
Where's Kid count in February?
They're
I know it's not one.
Now that we have this whole kerfuffle out of the way, can we please deal with the giant plant monster thing?
You turn and we've presumably already extracted it from the ground. You don't want any rolls for that or anything? Yeah. So I went and I'm like aloud, like, oh, very, very good job, Inspector. Yes. Leave now. And I'd shoot a glance at, well, everyone that didn't help pull the plant out of the ground and just walk past.
Another job well done. Clara, your apologies are appreciated.
Yes.
Well, if we are to be trusting each other as a coterie, I don't quite think that Clara is the one that needs to be apologizing.
Thank you,
I'm sorry.
Thurston.
Why is that? I think I've proven my point. I'm sorry, I think Clara has proven my point.
Indeed, and I don't press it any further, and I follow Drake.
Do I need to roll to lie to them? 'Cause I feel like Clara worked pretty well into the fact that she's quite unstable. It seems weird for Aldrich to suddenly mess stuff up rather than Clara's obvious. You say the word affairs and she starts yelling at someone. So I think it's very believable in game that this isn't Aldrich who pushed her to act wild.
I guess a better thing I should do as a player is, can I roll insight to see if Aldrich was lying?
Yeah, I'll gladly roll to lie about it.
He's the
that
only
seems
one.
something that's very believable in game that Aldrich didn't do
Aldrich.
anything to make Clara act weird.
Manipulation and subterfuge against Thurston's intelligence and awareness.
Oh, great. Yeah, this is going to be great.
Why would he roll insight?
Would you prefer to
either
roll
way,
insight
it's
instead?
Oh, yeah.
No, but would I be able to use wits rather than intelligence?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna need it.
Nope, he's fucking telling the truth.
Thank you.
So I retroactively don't call you out like that, and I just go, yes, and I follow Drake.
The rebuttal here is we saw you say something to Thurston and make him do something he wasn't used to. So we would already have some skepticism to that. But the role's a role. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was gonna
For
say
you,
it'd be a bit of a stretch, and no one saw me
like-
say a word to her.
Mm.
we didn't see you approach her at all. Like we were also
No, I purposely was. I waited back. Everyone started fighting. I'd leaned over and said a couple words, and then went in.
He did make a point of saying he was being subtle
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
which is
I-
why I didn't. I didn't
And then
call
she
him out.
called me a
Yeah.
whore.
Yeah,
I just don't.
Mhm.
I don't trust him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him out either way.
a general mistrust definitely makes sense, but to think he's responsible for Clara acting protective of Thurston over Eveline, he purposely
Yeah.
chose something that's very plausible.
Mhm.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. We've already had a moment.
Yeah, and at this point, I completely believe you.
Look, I don't
Do
want
you
to
As
need
be
to show
usual?
your way out,
These damn
Thurston?
compulsions keep.
Yeah, I'm still. Yeah, I'm still under the dominant compulsions. As soon as Clara offers to show me out, I go, "No, Clara, I know the way," and I kind of bustle out in front of everybody.
I kind of like it when he talks to me like that.
I
I
don't know where
think,
this character came from, but I don't like it.
Kind of how I felt with Harry.
At least Harry didn't.
Oh,
flirt
I'm
with
sorry. Do you want me to throw
often.
you fucking unicorn poop and cupcakes characters, you know?
You did. You was cursed fucking Frogurt.
What does, out of curiosity, what's the plant that they came up with?
You can find that.
Yeah, it
your
popped up on
journal.
my roll 20.
Under
Oh, did it?
message.
Yeah, I was reading
Demon Lichen. I
Oh.
think it was
Demon
called.
Lincoln.
Oh, my character sheet was hiding it. Oh, that's pleasant. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll have to read that later.
As usual, Eveline will grab Aldrich's arm while still holding her skirts up with the other hand.
Clara's going to pleasantly skip behind the coterie, making sure that you're finding your way out safely. As you end up back at the entrance to the sewers so you may leave, Clara quickly grabs Thurston. Says, "Now you be safe, okay? It was wonderful seeing you. It's such a pleasant surprise, even if not all of your friends are quite so wholesome."
You know how the world is, especially down here.
It's much simpler down here. If you just stayed with us, you'd know that.
Hopefully, I'll be spending more time down here in the future. I'm still new to this whole thing, you know.
I can't wait to see you again, and do remember to keep my heart safe, especially from that one.
Trust me, I don't think he'll want to come anywhere near where I keep it.
Good. Heading back to the carriage?
Yeah.
Is there anything you would like to discuss on your journey?
Back in the carriage, I take off the wellies and put on my actual shoes.
Thurston,
Where?
did not let us know that you had a possessed the heart, such a exquisite creature.
I'll be completely honest, her affection towards me came as much of a surprise to me as it did to all of you tonight.
I was not surprised. You have many admirable qualities. Your physical appearance obviously would not dissuade something like her. I think is a good match. You cannot find loyalty like that easily, if you have the patience for it.
Indeed, especially amongst the Nosferatu.
Are your feelings, are her feelings reciprocated? How do you feel about her?
wouldn't you like to know? And I give him a little wink.
On a
I'll smile
scale,
at that.
I've got a scale for you now. On a scale from Clara to the Harpy, how are you feeling?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, because it's Nosferatu.
What was the scale for? What am I gauging?
Clara to the Harpy.
Right,
You know,
but
loving
what?
to a complete bit.
Oh. Well, I mean, I do not. I do not fault the Harpy for her personality that she shows to us. I can understand it probably comes with the territory. So I don't think that that gauge or that range is very apt to be used in this
Oh,
situation.
I look at Aldrich. So for people to be more caring, they should live in the sewers.
Noted.
It is less care, young Diane, and more just respect.
No, she loves you.
Sure. Okay.
I found jealousy to be an excellent motivator. Keeps things interesting. So while the business with Evelyn was quite uncouth, I think it will turn out well in your favor in the end, Mr. Thurston.
Indeed.
So, should we deliver this to our dear benefactor Valerius? Is there anything else we need to do? Does anyone have idea what this is?
I'm sure we can prod Valerius for a little more information, but well, I'm not a botanist.
I mean, it certainly appears to be a sort of a subterranean plant. It was growing in the sewers. Based on how it attacked us, I assume it's carnivorous. And it's a plant. I suppose it doesn't need sunlight since it was underground. Probably needs water and food,
Blood.
perhaps.
Do we want to find out more about it before we deliver it? Should we just hope Valerius is kind enough to share his knowledge?
Do
I don't
you
think
know
it's
any
of-
botanists?
No.
Well,
If I may add, a person as powerful as Valerius, do we know exactly why he wanted this? Because if not, we should not go and hand it over so easily without finding out more information about it ourselves.
That's what I was thinking. We're about to hand him a potential weapon of sorts. Of course, we use against a Mithras in one form or another. The more we understand about it, the better we can make sure our true allies are prepared.
Carriage carries on, eventually stopping up outside in the London docks. The Coterie exit and head down into Valerius's haven. Everyone going in?
Can we... Let's keep a sample of it. Well, I'll ask. Do you think we should perhaps, that is a plant, take a section and keep it for ourselves?
Yeah, any bit that we can glean any information off of is most beneficial.
Yes, let's split it in half. I might actually know someone who can do something with this, now that I think about it.
You sure splitting it in half is a good idea? Maybe he knows what this thing looks like, and if we get split it in half, what are we gonna tell them? The other half burned up.
Half
The
The other
maybe
half
We
There's
just
like
cut a
strong.
ton of its tentacles off.
I was going to say, if he knows what this is, he knows how aggravated it can get and how violent it can probably end up.
So either
Sure,
his
and
half will be fine and it can slowly grow into something, or it will kill it, and it's not so bad either.
in case he's irrational about it.
That is a good point. We may be drawing his ire.
A
He's
section of
irrational
it
about
missing-
everything.
Yeah, a
Also
section of
true.
it missing would, I mean, it would just be a minor casualty from having to fight something so aggressive.
Will one of my bladed friends do the honors then?
Yeah, I'll
Spectre
take
or
the
surgery.
plant out and take out my trench knife and just a small piece of the root.
While he's cutting, Alistair would just drone on about how we have to remember if we can draw the ire of ourselves, we can definitely do it to other people.
True.
Well, hand the smaller piece off to the inspector.
Someone should stay with it. I don't want to just leave it in the carriage in case something goes wrong. I can volunteer unless someone else wants to do it.
Yes, I personally would like to come down and see what Valerius' reaction to it is.
I'll stay with it.
I'll certainly go with the group going to Valerius. I'd like to see and hear what's said.
All right, well, here you go. And I hand the smaller piece to Alistair. Now, don't eat it or
Ew.
throw it away.
Hmm.
I hand it over.
Is anybody staying with me?
I will.
You will?
Oh, you
Just
better
see me
believe we're
get
gonna have
If
a flashback to
Alistair's
that.
saying, if
me
Alistair's
get-
staying, then Valine would stay.
You all would just see me get back in the carriage real quick, and then you
Or
would
not
hear a
Alistair.
conversation start.
Aldrich's staying. If Aldrich's staying,
An obvious one-way conversation in the carriage between Alistair and something.
I
Yeah,
look
we'll be flashing
between.
back to that for sure.
I look between like Thurston and the inspector. I'm like, oh god, I'm the talker, aren't I? All right, let's go.
I would volunteer, but he doesn't seem to like me very much.
We'll head down into Valerius's lair.
As you travel along and enter into his haven, you see him bedecked once more in a regal Roman toga. He greets you. My new allies. Tell me, do you bring good news?
Certainly hope so. I'll pull all the plant out.
Ah, the demon lichen. Excellent. He takes it from you with both hands and places it very carefully on a table in front of him. Excellent. I most definitely will be able to use this. Looking at you, I see you had little trouble.
Not knowing what to expect, I will assume was your gracious way of keeping our skills sharp.
The demon lichen only responds to the living. The most threat you could have had was to be just tied up by it. If you were mortal, you would have been gassed long ago.
Suppose that makes Kindred the perfect gardeners for it. bow to your wisdom in that regard.
There was a time the demon lichen ran all across this city and many others. It would grow along the walls, creeping into bedrooms and taking mortals for their own nefarious purposes. This plant is slowly dying off as the world advances around it.
Good Lord. Well, I suppose I would thank you for the botany lesson.
And I thank you for your due diligence and task. I have but one more task for you. An impossible task. But then gaining my trust is also just as impossible, so it seems fitting.
You know what they say about the men of the Empire? We do the impossible.
Excellent.
What would you have us do?
And this task very much relates to the Empire itself. You are no doubt familiar with the Tower of London?
Indeed.
Inside, on display, and highly guarded night and day, is a suit of armour, ancient, and rumoured to have been crafted for Edward VI, but was never used. It was to be a gift to the boy when he turned 18. Eventually, however, it was taken by a Setite. It literally poured its heart into it. Bring me the armour, or at least the heart contained within.
We do expect any resistance. I'm unfamiliar with the standing the tower has in the city.
The city is guarded
Yes.
heavily, night and day, by Her Majesty's royal regiments. These are not just any soldiers. These are highly trained veterans of previous wars, being honoured with the highest guarding duty. And of course, Mithras, he spits on the floor as he says the name, has decreed the Tower of London Elysium. Should you be caught using your disciplines and the powers of your blood there, you will be greatly punished.
Good to know ahead of time. Thank you, my lord.
That is most problematic.
Indeed.
I'm sure we can put our heads together, Inspector Thurston. Lord Valerius, is there any other avenues of information you may suggest we look down, or are we to...
In what
Discover that
regard,
ourselves.
child?
In Kind Life, I ran military operations with the East India, and we would plan ahead of time, lay out entrance, escape routes. If you do not have said information, you might know where we would acquire it.
There is bound to be an escape route, which you could also use to enter the tower, unseen. However, that is a very closely guarded secret known only to the kine. The Queen has an attendant. He is highly suspicious, as if he was aware of our kind. Mithras himself has declared this assistant as off-limits. I'm unsure as to why. Perhaps to preserve the Masquerade, or perhaps this assistant knows something. But make no mistake, the assistant is extremely dangerous.
The Tower of London, it must connect the sewers, wouldn't it?
There would be a sewer connection, but even the kine are not stupid enough to have an escape tunnel that connects to the sewers. Don't forget as well, their head of state has to use this escape tunnel, and I very much doubt that she would wish to be seen using the sewers, even if it meant her life. She is not easily amused.
Thurston chuckles a little bit at that comment.
Well, absolutely. The escape tunnel would be separate from the sewers. I'm just thinking of a tertiary mode of entry. We've got the front door, per se, the hidden escape tunnel, and possibly the sewers.
Tell me, I'm fairly unfamiliar with Assamites, but do they often perform covert operations by appearing through the toilet?
Usually, if that can be avoided, we prefer the cover of darkness, maybe scaling and coming from above. It all depends.
Certainly, death from above would be unexpected at the tower.
Indeed, it would be.
The architecture is quite old, don't forget. They still have square ramparts, not these modern round ones.
That certainly would make climbing easier.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure you will understand if we are not quite as swift in the execution of this task as we were retrieving the plant. We would require some time to prepare. We want to be successful after all.
Naturally. I've waited hundreds of years for this armor. I'm sure I can wait a few nights more.
You wish. Gentlemen, shall we? Unless you have any more, my lord.
I could not think of anything.
No,
I'm
nod
sure
deferentially
our
and leave.
gracious guest here would like me out of his sight post haste.
I don't know why you have such a low opinion of yourself, Nosferatu. You would be so useful if you just had self-confidence.
Oh, I have much self-confidence. I just know that you don't think highly of people.
And what
that
on
are
earth
of
gave you that
lesser
impression?
appearance. The last time we met.
I'm sure I don't know to what you're referring.
And Nosferatu never forgets.
Are you trying to threaten me in my own haven?
No, absolutely not.
And then you are as wise as you are repulsive. Go.
There it is.
Like that. Pull him out before he can do himself an injury. As we're walking back up the tunnel. Thurston, how long have we known each other now?
A few fortnights, I could say.
And have you known me to be deferential to anyone?
No.
Then you'll understand there's a reason why I'm deferential to him. Be careful. Continue back up the corridor to meet the rest of the coterie. Jump back in the carriage, yeah. Well, job's done. Anybody ever been to the tower before?
The Tower of London?
Can't say I have.
Have taken a tour there before? Why? Let me
Well,
guess, he wants us to break into the Tower of London. No, but be serious. What is our next task?
say that again.
No.
We have a break-in to plan, I'm afraid.
Yeah. I cannot wrap my head around. If we ever needed a reason to stop listening to Valerius, this might be it. How do you
I
get
would
into the...
agree. I would agree if he wasn't able to tear my head from my shoulders with his forefinger. He wants the armor of
Edward the Sixth.
King Edward, King Edward the Sixth. I couldn't remember what Edward it was. Thank you. He wants the armor of Edward the Sixth. Says someone, one of our kind, literally put his heart into making the thing. We
need
get the
to find a
armor,
way...
or at least the heart.
Easier to smuggle out the art than an entire suit of armor,
Great.
but both sound near impossible. Assuming you would have shared that there's an Elysium as well. Really puts
Yes.
a damper on things. Of course, my powers are quite subtle. It is easier for me to use them and not get caught. But we've already breached Elysian rules before. I had to lie to the sheriff about it. Don't want to have to do it again. Eventually, a lie will not be believed and this will be our heads.
We have another option if you're willing to play with fire.
We're not burning the Tower of London.
As much as I would enjoy that, I'm referring to our landlord.
Oh. A voice in a painting? I'm not sure that will help.
I think it's a bit more powerful than that.
How would this entity be able to get us this armor, get us into the Tower of London? It's
I know.
It's trapped in the house, isn't it?
Yes, and all it does so far is interfere. Makes her kill our bartering chips. Then there's...
Who all heard that?
Probably the three of us.
Yeah.
Just the three of us.
Just the three of us.
You run in the right circles, Aldrich. You know of a admiral that was stationed in the city.
Would I know of this storyteller?
I think you'd have heard, at least, the very least heard of, yeah. In rumoured or whispered breath.
Yes, I am familiar.
I said a couple of choice words, and I was able to abduct said admiral. It's very little exertion.
Please with the details. Aldrich leans in, now very interested / concerned.
Mm-hmm. I understand your distaste. Are you sure You want the details before?
Yes, I am very sure.
I
It is
have
all of our havens, after all. I would like to be well aware of what we're dealing with.
found. I have somewhat of a standing grudge against the East India. As you can imagine, admirals are not the easiest men to gain audience or. Well, security was quite heavy. This demon allowed me to simply ignore it. The Admiral walked right into our lair of his own accord.
It is impressive. And then what happened?
Well, then I killed him.
And nothing.
What did it just say?
And nothing.
Well, I'm not going to tell Aldrich that I fed. I'm just going to say I killed him and it was all mundane. Not going to infer that the demon had anything to, everything that happened after.
Typical Wednesday night,
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
May I
Well-
insight this?
Yes. Do.
For this whole weird story to end with that.
Would you prefer wits or intelligence and insight?
Wits, please.
Wits and insight. Sir Drake. I think we're going to go with the classic manipulation and subterfuge, please.
oh, rubbish.
I'm great at lying, not as good at telling when I'm being lied to, so might be a low roll.
Yeah, you're speaking my issues right now.
Still, that cock. There you go. 1.
Ooh, almost.
Aldrich, you know that he is not telling you the truth.
And I will say nothing.
Okay.
Well, if you think you can arrange a similar situation with this entity, to where it can convince a heart to walk out or something of the sort, by all means. If you are comfortable being the one to lead that negotiation. I would like to stay out of it if possible.
I
Exactly sure that would fit into Elysium rules.
Well, we're not to use our abilities in Elysium, and I might not even be standing on Elysium soil when I invoke said powers. I'm only suggesting this as a last resort. I say we
Maybe our
look
only
into-
resort, unless we can come up with a heist plan of sorts. A few ideas are in my head. The inspector might be able to help as well. He knows more about a crime such as this, security, and circumventing it.
Agreed.
So perhaps we can see if we can come up with a mundane way to solve this, though. There was a mundane way to break into the Tower of London and steal something. It would have happened. But perhaps we put our heads together. If not, your solution is a viable one. Does this entity ask for anything in return?
Not that I could really be clear on.
So Drake, you are a smart individual. I'm sure you know that time to pay the toll will come.
And I will pay.
Yes.
you're willing to take that burden, I have no qualms. As long as you take no issue with me choosing not to.
I never wanted the burden for the rest of you to begin with.
Very well. Any other ideas?
So, back to mundane plans. I think our 3 courses or 4 courses of entry would be the front door, which seems like the worst avenue. This hidden escape route, which we would have to discover the hidden passage. The sewers, which would likely be less fortified than the front door, but you can almost guarantee there's going to be bars or barriers of some sort. And we could also attempt to scale the tower and get to the rooftop and come in from above, which I would imagine we would face less security, but we would have to scale the tower without being seen.
May I ask one question that I don't think I seem to see anybody else daring to ask, but what is our incentive here to help Sir Valerius?
Not being beheaded or thrown into the sun.
Basic survival.
Hmm.
Thurston, I spoke to the sheriff about the same concern. Even the sheriff suggested we play along for now, for our own best interest. So if the sheriff thinks it is a good idea, probably a good idea. Or I should say our only choice.
I guess that's
He
fair
certainly
enough.
would make for. He certainly would make for a powerful ally or a powerful enemy, even in his disgraced state.
We may be able... the sewers are interesting because the Elysium, from what I understand, does not extend to the sewers. So that would get us part of the way where we still have our abilities in use. And Alistair is good at unlocking things that need to be unlocked. That perhaps is a way in and out with minimal, like I said, the front door, the escape passage, if it's for the higher ups, is going to be more secure than anything. And I don't trust us to just scale the place without being seen if we're not able to use our abilities. So perhaps a 2-pronged attack. Those of us good at getting in and out without using our abilities do so. Perhaps using the sewers, and Alistair's lockpicking. Those of us good at distractions. Self, Evelyn, perhaps someone else, could do our part to create a conversation or commotion to draw as much attention as we can.
Commotion I might be able to arrange. The guards. Do we know where they drink often?
We also
You know where they don't drink? With those
That is
Irish
also
guys.
helpful. Hmm.
Also, I'm willing to use some of my resources. Understand that I have a lot of money we can throw at this if need be.
I was thinking I could find out where the tower guards regularly drank and, well, arrange a bar fight, put some of them in the hospital. There'll be less numbers on the grounds, no?
So perhaps a way to We have great success in bars so far, so yes.
Playing to my strengths. My only other thought was to look into the history of the place. Disappearances from the tower may hold clues as to this hidden entrance that Valerius spoke of.
Wouldn't be surprised if there was one. And if anyone knows it, perhaps a Nosferatu even.
Well,
So
more
maybe
power
we
then.
can take some time to each do our part to prepare. Whether it is
Agreed.
investigation, perhaps getting to know some of the guards. I can look into bribing some of the guards as well. Everyone has a price. Alistair can even get in the head, perhaps, of some of a key individual or two.
I mean,
We
I can
might be
just-
able to get. Go for it.
I can just kind of take them out of the situation. I can't do as you do. But I can shut them up.
Would be useful, especially if we can do this to those when they're not in the tower. We watch, we see where they live, where they drink, things like that, and we
We might
Reach
be
that.
able to treat some of them to a spa day.
do as well. The more we can do to our adversaries when they're not protected by the rules of Elysium, the better. We should use that to our advantage.
Okay.
The night
Alright?
is swiftly approaching its end. Is there any last-minute things you wish to do or say before you retire to your havens, or do a willpower check?
I will approach Thurston. Just casually let him know, if you want to hang out, I have a postern in my haven. You should be able to get back to where you need to go quickly. You know, if you just want to, I don't know, have a drink.
I hashtag, for the last few years I've been embraced. That's honestly the nicest thing anybody's offered. So I would not mind. Sure.
Nicer than the hut.
Awesome. Cool. If you come over and I'm not there and you hear voices, I might have a ghost. Not really sure yet, though.
I think I'm starting to have second, and then the conversation just ends there.
Before
Thurston.
retiring,
Carry on.
well, if you're still on that, never mind.
No, you can carry on.
Okay.
That way
Before
we're-
retiring for the night, I would like to send a bouquet of yellow carnations to the sewers with Clara's name on the tag.
No.
What? Who's it from?
Yellow carnations are the Victorian flower language for disdain. There would be
Oh.
no from on the card.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Day I learned.
Also, before we break, I guess does everyone know have a task we know we want to do, so we don't just all go out randomly. Sir Drake, you said something about looking into the history. Inspector, perhaps you can look into. Well, one, you have a good eye for maybe getting a layout of the place itself from a physical standpoint. If we do need to scale something or hide on the grounds, do you have any contacts in enforcement that would help in this?
I can definitely look into it. I've been meaning to bolster my contacts.
Thurston, Alistair, what something you have in mind?
As I'm walking away from the group, that way you can't see this, but I get a big, like, curling grin on my face, and I just say, I will be gathering information, and then I walk off.
Was it needlessly dramatic? But I like this. Okay. Alistair. I know you have a few avenues we can take. What is your preferred approach?
I mean, I'm really good at sneaking in places.
Perhaps you can work with Inspector Drake then of understanding the layout so you know what you're sneaking in and out of.
That would be helpful.
And then maybe also working with Thurston to see with the sewers, it'll be barred or something, but if there's know what sort of lock or door or barrier we will be running into, so then you can prepare to get through it.
If only we could tell the future, that would be helpful.
Eveline, you mentioned a spa day. Perhaps there's something you want to set up, an event of something to specifically target some of the guards, or perhaps work on some sort of distraction outside the tower for that night.
I was thinking of personally visiting them and extending them a special invitation.
I like the touch. Okay, so you can start working on some of the guards beforehand. I will start spending money to hopefully get some bribes in and see what I can't do to either get some inside men or get some well-guarded information. Guess we're going to do a heist on the Tower of London then. And if all that fails, we have a demon. So.
Thurston.
I'm going to be going anyway. Do I need to even roll?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait till you see how many die I have left.
Yep. You know where you're going, and you can't control yourself.
Never can.
Eveline! Willpower check for me, please. You may stay at your haven this week. Sir Drake!
Finally, I get the basement to myself.
Not necessarily. Willpower check,
Sure.
please. You might have a naked gangrel with you. You have a naked gangrel with you.
You say that as if I mind.
Clara might.
Well, Sir Drake would have a kimono if that guy wasn't so snooty, but never mind.
Yeah, because they're easy to come by in the late 19th century.
Victorian.
Japan's only just been open for trade for like 20, 30 years at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What size would you like?
The guy had magic wellies, yeah? That was the basis I was operating off of. He has magic wellies, might have a mundane kimono.
There. So, that is it for this week.
Oh, sorry,
around.
Shiv.
Yeah.
Would also be looking for a decent blacksmith. So just if you could note that down. In the meantime, that's not super priority though. But...
Decent, non-color descript smith. Right. Bully! Who are you and where can we find you?
I am Bully. I'm a storyteller table goth. Right now, you can go to our Twitch and you should be able to still see the VOD of No Kindred Hungry, a charity stream we did with Shane Easton, Alex Ward, and some other storytellers. It was a good time. Shane's first time storytelling as well. We're starting Cult of the Blood Guides in 2 to 3 weeks. I don't remember which. Virtual Horror Con is also coming up. I will be running some games that anyone could buy tickets to play in. So do that if you want to play some Call of Cthulhu pirate themed or some Monster Hearts, some shameless teen drama, check those out. Those would be fun non-stream games that anyone could play.
Alistair, who are you? Where can we find you?
I'm Tina. I'm here. I'm probably gonna rage quit Bloodlines again this week.
Oh no. Which part did you rage quit?
The Society of Leopold, wasn't it? The headquarters.
No, I got out of there pretty quick after like 3 tries. Is it the demon?
Is demon?
Figured it'd be the tunnels.
I thought we somehow
sewers.
skipped over past the demon. I'm getting my weeks confused.
Sorry to distract, just curious.
It's the
No,
demon
no, I can't.
liquid.
No, I stare at that every
Slurp it
time.
down.
I passed it though. Yeah.
Slobber it down.
Slobber it down. Slobber
I
it.
think you killed the Oni.
Oh, you know what? He was really easy. Because it was that shark-looking thing.
Oh yeah.
But he had jaws.
I don't remember. Honestly, the only thing I remember was that stupid quest between the 2 old guys that wanted the other guy's key. That's all I remember from last week.
He's currently in Chinatown, so.
I'm all over.
I
it.
remember you were at the last. Yeah, where it all starts going a bit shitty in game. You were trying to sneak into one of the big bosses, and I don't know if you ever played the unpatched version, but after you killed that boss and you walked back out, the game would always crash there, and that was when they released the one and only official patch for it.
Oh.
I don't know how else to describe it. The underground lair?
The Nosferatu Warrens?
No. These were mortals with big guns.
Wait, St. Leopold, that part.
It's after that. I
Gotta
don't
be.
think it's a
Oh.
Society Leopold.
Was it? Yes, because I had snuck upstairs, got the key. I went downstairs. That was a bit shit. I restarted that because you're outside the house originally. I restarted that so many times. Yeah, it's all coming back now. Fuck that game.
Don't worry, it'll be the last decent Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines game there ever was.
Oh, don't make me sad.
Come on, Bloodlines 2, don't be shit.
If it ever comes out, it's like Star
Please,
Citizen.
yeah.
Hopefully Cyberpunk scared them into just taking all the time they need. I'll wait.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, definitely.
Well, unless they've got Brian Mitsoda
As long as
back
we get a
on.
Brian Mitsoda story.
True.
Well, it's con season, so we'll find out something soon, I'm sure.
True.
Eveline, in your self-made poncho, who are you and where can we find you?
Needed it. Crocheted it. I am Ms. Hearts. I've got a Twitch channel that I very rarely stream on. You can find me on Tuesday evenings on the Base Radio with I Want My 80s show. And here. And if you need graphic design or promotional products, go to gibopromo.com.
Inspector Grey, who are you? Where can we find you?
Nascavian, you can find me right here on Table of Horrors. On the Discord.
Sir Drake, who are you? Where can we find you?
You can find me here on Wednesdays punching before I think as a player. And then Friday D&D over at twitch.tv/the Bullet Club. We're running a game in sort of an alternative wild mount that's I'm not even sure what genre our campaign falls into anymore, but that's sort of the fun of it. I gave the players a submarine last week, so that happened.
And a rocket
And-
launcher the week before that.
Yeah, and a rocket launcher the week before. And
all
they
share a
fought.
fanny.
They all share a fanny, and they fought an immortal cyberpunk pirate captain last week. So that was fun. Nitro's guesting at the moment, just for the time being, I think, until narrative demands otherwise. And Sunday we're doing watch-alongs, wrestling watch-alongs now. If there's not a live event, one of us picks a random show from the WWE network, and we do a watch-along for that. It's quite fun. But this week there is a live show. I think it's the NXT live show. It should be good. So we'll be going live about half an hour before that starts, and you can come if you're watching it perhaps and you just want a bit of noise other than the sometimes insipid commentary. You can listen to us instead.
I think you've got a very crazy guest coming up on that one next time, haven't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct. Yeah.
Thurston, the crazy guest who's going to be with me on that watch through. Who are you and where can we find you?
I'm Nitro. You can find me at Nitro Type at pretty much everywhere, including the Discord. Like Mark said, I'm guesting over on their games on Fridays at the moment, where I'm stuck because I'm on a boat and my character can't swim. So, no, I'm kidding. The good D&D outlet for me at the moment, until I either die or my schedule conflicts. So, yeah, and of course, they got me back into wrestling somehow because I haven't watched that in a while. So that's a lot of fun.
Excellent. We'll go raiding on Vancouver by Night, who are playing Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching. And of course, oh yeah, I nearly forgot. I'm doing my own OnlyFans. It's going to be in reverse. I'm going to constantly post fucking nudes until you pay me to stop. Figured out a way to make money. And we can't go until Tina says the line.
You're muted.
I know. Have a good night!